What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Gamer Podcast. I am Antonius the Gamer, joined once again by my co-host in this year, 2024, Mikkel
Happy New Year's,
Smith,
everyone. Happy New Year's.
Super SSS Rank. We are back with another episode. We all took some time off for the holidays, took some time to rest, recuperate, finish a couple of games that we all been working on. Fellas, how does it feel, first month back into the new year? How we feeling?
Good.
Honestly,
Good start.
bro, there's still a lot of terrible things in the world that I kind of feel. Well, I wouldn't say kind of feel that we brought along with us. So mentality-wise, it's not really the best. It's just still like a very heavy heart.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I was grateful for some levity going to the new year, right? Like I think the whole Cat Williams thing, regardless, depending on how you look at the angle, it was funny. It was funny, like even there was entertainment. Even with the the lady, the judge that got jumped. Once we found out that she was okay, I'm not gonna lie, the optics of that was hilarious. If you had given me 5 choices, I would have never thought 1 through 5. Yeah, he's jumping over the judge's desk. So there was certain things where it's like, you got to take a little bit of good with the bad, of like find some ways to laugh and enjoy, like you said, Tim, some of the chaos. Because was it just yesterday, or was it Ecuador, where the TV station got held at gunpoint? Like it's just like the world is just every other day is just madness taking place. So
I thought they were all in Gotham City, man.
Real. It's like you said in the end of the last episode, Jory. It's like we are all playing Elden Ring every single day. It seems like all of us
every day.
Hunter x Hunter Greed Island art, bro. Just straight survival.
Man.
Yeah. Speaking of survival and things being sent out to die a painful death, possibly. A lot of the earlier big publication reviews and previews of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League have started to drop. They've been dropping a lot of footage, a lot of gameplay clips, a lot of opinions. We're starting to see a better look of what the HUD looks like. There's even been some clips of like the Flash boss battle. We're hearing a lot of things that honestly kind of confirm a lot of the Reddit leaks, right? About that you actually killed the Justice League. Like you're playing it for keeps in this game. So now that we've seen more footage, now that we've seen more opinions on how the game is look, I mean, we've spoken about it at length over the past couple of months. What are we thinking? Fellas? It drops at the end of the month. What are our thoughts of what's been released?
I felt they should have just X'd it out. Sorry about that. Yeah, I felt like they should have X'd it out, man. Because once we saw that it was DC Fortnite with a story, it was over and done with. And, especially coming off the high of what Rocksteady did, like, even, we're in the age of 2024, Batman Arkham Knight still holds up as one of the most best polished games out there in terms of gameplay, variety, even, the DLC, once you got past that, it still holds up as a very complete package. Like, there's been so many Sony sales on PlayStation that I've seen the Ultimate Edition at a feasible rate. Like you can get it
for like $10,
bro. I've seen it for $4, bro.
Really?
Yes, at one point for $4. Like the base game, the base game, of course. Yeah, the base game. And there's been times where the season pass has been on sale as well. But it's just like wow, like how do you come from that to this? Like, yes, graphically the game looks very good. Even when they do the cutscenes, it's like, wow, I would love to see this as a story, but I just felt the gameplay was too much, man. It was too much. It was too gimmicky.
With the Suicide Squad, man, honestly, it looks like it's well scripted. It's very enjoyable. The graphics are there, but it's just the gameplay is what, in my opinion, kills it. Because nobody wants to be. And then the enemies aren't interesting, from what I could see. The drones, and okay, Harley Quinn got a bat. I'm watching Battering Man, Boomerang Man, double jump. And then with those things, it's like, okay, give us a way to sell it, man. It just didn't. And then not to mention, it's a shooter. Like I didn't want it. If it was where a character, if it played more like a role playing game where everybody was classed, I would have accepted it more. But it's just with this. I think the timing is bad. Not to mention that it's just not working for what everybody wants right now as a game. You know, I think they saw Guardians of the Galaxy and they were like, "Hey, why don't we try to make our own?" And nah, they're gonna pay for it. Not to mention, this is their third game, DC's game, where it's been a bomb.
What was the other two?
Well, to be honest,
Arkham Knights,
Gotham Knights.
Oh,
Gotham Knights, L. What was before that?
I think that was that was it, bro.
Yeah, that's probably probably right. You're probably right. Yeah, it was only those. Gotham Knights. Okay, so Gotham Knights is gonna be an L. Wonder Woman. I'm looking on the brighter side whenever they do get to that, because the Lord of the Ring games were amazing. Amazing. That was one of the truest games in a long time.
Yeah. As long as it's not bogged down by microtransactions, I think that game is actually going to be really good.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
And I think if DC really wanted that game, if they were going to go with a shooter, they should have just turned it into what Guardians of the Galaxy did, where you would encounter these heroes chapter by chapter, and then just give us an epic story versus the open world. Because I think that would have sold a lot better. Oh, hell, man, you ain't play this game? Oh, no, you got to get this. Or you could have given us a hub world to where we'll probably go to different locations. That would have worked too. But the whole open world thing, I just think the presentation wasn't the greatest. And, you know, I don't think the gameplay is going to be horrible. I just think it's not what the people want now. I feel like that's going to be I feel like that's. And then I heard there's microtransactions. So now killed it.
Yeah,
that killed it.
Battle passes from day one. So,
and it doesn't. I personally don't feel that that's what Rocksteady's heart was to do that. So whenever a company is grinding against what they initially wanted to do, there you go. That's what you get.
Yeah,
you see this with Halo Infinite. You see this with a whole bunch of other games that came out, and there you go.
Yeah, man, these publishers are really starting to really like push the boundaries. Like, it's kind of like, yes, you know, as consumers, we've been waiting for these type of things for a while. And, you know, we all are in the space where we want, you know, to appreciate new IPs. But it's just the part like, bro, like if you're trying to like really gain every last single dollar in that type of method, it just hurts the performance, man. It really does. And I think there's so much you know, there's so much pressure on the developer where you could tell, like, yes, bro, I know you personally that this is not your best work. And I kind of feel like, you know, there's so many stipulations that come with that, because I remember as we went through the Arkham series minus Arkham Origins, I remember you used to get so many developer trailers from Rocksteady. Like, you saw the passion in their voices. Like, this is a product that we are doing strictly for the fans. But now we just feel this new man energy where it's just like, yeah, he needs to be presentable and, you know, just talk about the specs and the gameplay. But, bro, like I said, bro, we didn't want Fortnite. Like, yes, Fortnite is successful on its own in its own realm, but this is not what we wanted.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this, though. Do you guys feel like some of this is hurt by the fact that it's Rocksteady that's making this game?
Yes.
Yep.
Name brand, bro.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, it's like, I think you guys are both right? I think, Jory, what you said is the timing is off, and Tim, what you're saying is like, this is not exactly what we wanted, plays a huge factor. But I think it's also the who's making it, right? If it was something where it's like, you know, a company that's pretty well respected in the third person shooter genre decided to make a DC based story, again, they're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. But you're more on board and you're more able to make peace with it because you're just like, okay, that's just them playing to their strengths with DC skins. Versus, here we are now. I think it's going to be the 10-year anniversary since Arkham Knight, or is that next year? It's either the 9th or 10th year, right? And it's like we've been wanting something single player, standalone, or if not that, just something within that realm of Arkham, right? Other
Should have
than
been
like you said, Tim and Ninja
should have been
Turtles,
it should have been melee combat base.
Or a mixture, like you said.
because you know
Go
what
ahead.
somebody said after the fail of Gotham Knights, they should have just did Ninja Turtles. People have been saying it for years, bro. Like that, especially since Rocksteady does that gritty comic book nature of the world. And remember, that is the true origins of Ninja Turtles, bro. Like the IDW Ninja Turtle comics books is like, bro, this is some of the best storytelling, best writing I've seen in years. Like, and it fuses some of the elements from the 2003 cartoon and some of the later seasons from the last one. Well, the biggest one from Nickelodeon. And it's just like it's packed with so much, man. And people have been saying it for years. That is this is the best route to go to, man. Because
Yeah.
first of all, like, all right, especially when you link it to Rocksteady, like, okay, some people are asking, so is this connected to the Arkhamverse?
And they
So,
say, yeah,
they say yeah-ish. So
but
is this
it
a
doesn't. Yeah.
So is this a prequel before Batman, quote unquote, dies?
Right. And why is Deadshot black? Like, he
Yeah,
was.
it's a bunch of retcons.
Like,
Will Smith. Will Smith.
It's a bunch of retcons, bro. But then
Will Smith.
I mean, it's going to bomb. It's going to bomb, and I do feel like,
I hate to see
especially to where WBs right now, they are going to go into a vacuum where they're going to try to save themselves. So honestly, bro, I do feel, especially to save the DC title name, Injustice is going to get pushed forward much quicker
One
now.
more thing. Live service games. Can we say that Coffin? Can we put them? They're done. It's a wrap.
You know,
It's a wrap.
You know how I feel. I think it's been a wrap for a long time. But I think what conflicts that issue is that we'll say that, and then something like Fortnite will drop a new mode, like which they did at the Game Awards, and it does well. Right? It's like now you have Fortnite Racing, and it's doing well. So it's like, again, like I said before in a previous pod, like I think it's an anomaly. I think it's an exception. I don't think it's a standard. But it's hard to say that live services are dead because I know there's an executive being like, but look at Fortnite. Look at Epic. They're still making money.
There's a Walmart. There's Publix. There's Winn-Dixie. They all have their perks. Like, I don't expect to get Walmart treatment at Publix. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And they just happen to find out that they're Walmart.
Understand your realm that you're within.
You know?
If you want a product that caters to that, you need to make it from the ground up. I'll take that back because they technically did make this from the ground up, but you got to understand also what you're tying it with. Rocksteady is known for their single player dark story experiences. But why would you? I mean, I'm all for like experimenting because look at Guerrilla Games. They went from Killzone to this realm, so like it is possible. But then the thing about it is that not everybody really has that diversity. And then also it depends on the publisher. Like, what are you demanding of this particular developer? It's like, yes, everybody wants that Fortnite success, but people got to understand this, bro. Like that heavy saturation of the market, man, is too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
There are ways that you could find what works for you and still profit off it.
Yeah. Again, like I keep using Spider-Man 2 as the benchmark. A game in a market where they're looking to make, ongoing sales and ongoing DLC and ongoing whatever, a game like Spider-Man, an offline single-player game, does not sell 4.5 million copies in 4 days for no reason. It was a perfect marriage of Insomniac playing to their strengths between the last games that they've released to build up hype for this property. Rocksteady, just imagine it's like them coming with a Batman or even Batman-esque verse. Let's just say it was a Suicide Squad game, but not live service. We've been wanting anything from Rocksteady for the past 10 years. Anything within their strengths, right? So an offline experience, they could have done 5 in a couple of days because it's a third-party publisher at this point. So it's releasing on all platforms. But instead, like you said, Tim, it's like you're having I don't want to say corporate meddling because again, it's like I get it. You want to make a profit. Basically, I feel like we're seeing the game version of when Warner Brothers wanted to keep up with Marvel, right? And it was like not only are we getting a Batman vs Superman, we're getting Batman vs Superman: Dawn of the Justice League, and a year later we get a Justice League movie of like characters we had never seen on screen before, much less coming together as a team. I think it's like they probably heard, hey, Marvel's making an Avengers game. Let's also make a live service game, but with DC. And had they known that Avengers was going to flop the way it did, like you guys said, they should have just pulled the plug earlier. Just take it out to pasture from now. Don't see it through. I commend you guys on actually having a release date for this game, despite the pushbacks. But like Jory said, it's the exceptions. Only the exceptions are making a profit from this at this point. Y'all are not the exception in this lane. Right, like obviously the story is looking to be really good. Clearly, you guys have the characters for games like within the DC universe, but the live service market just may not be for superheroes for whatever reason. Maybe they just need to be regulated to being cameos in Fortnite. Maybe you just need to have Spider-Man swinging alongside Aaron from Attack on Titan, and we call it a day. It doesn't need to be a live service game.
Back to what we talked about a couple of pods ago. It's how are you going to manage the reality of Iron Man as well as the reality of the Hulk in the same game?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to manage the reality of Thor? Right, so you got dudes shooting at Thor, and he's taking damage.
The same damage that Black Widow's taking.
The same damage that Black Widow's taking. And Black Widow does the spin and Rudy on somebody's neck and kills the villain that Thor is taking 25 minutes on, slipping the hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I'm playing as the Hulk, I'm going back to Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Why do I need to use this door?
Right. Right.
A door?
Why am I inside?
A door.
The physics are not lining up, man. And then, with just certain things, it just doesn't. And that's why I said, like, when you're thinking about a property from start to finish, especially where we are now with games, that's something that you have to think about, man. And that's why I said to myself, bro, like, all right, with Suicide Squad, you have 4 different characters from 4 different realms of styles of fighting. Like, Killer Shark is a brute. He bites your head off. He literally bites your head off, bro, and rips you apart. Deadshot is that multi-purpose sort of sniper with mid-close range. Boomerang is just the constant ricochet, like da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Harley Quinn is like, okay, take this bat to the head. Bop.
Right.
And then, oh yeah, here's a grenade for flair. It's like, how well does that truly translate, man? And that's where I felt, Injustice had its strengths. You were able to see the different varieties of these characters in a much more balanced way. Because, like how they said in the story, everybody took this nanite pill so that way they were on strength, on par with each other. So that's why when Superman pimp slaps somebody, their head doesn't come off. Like, no, we are able to, like, go to toe with each other.
Yeah.
Thank you. It makes sense. And that's the same, bro. Like, we are in the realm where we want things that make sense.
Yeah.
And they did something to where the Hulk was depowered. Okay. But
you guys don't feel even with Suicide Squads of them like raiding like the Justice League Tower for upgrades, that doesn't give it any more context for you. Like, like the opening mission is them kind of raiding like the super closet, and that's why Captain Boomerang's able to run as fast because he gets a belt that like channels the Flash's speed, or Harley Quinn swings because he took one of Batman's grappling hooks. Like they gave them reasoning.
It works to a point, but then like I said, like just that open like. All right, the way how they did Arkham Knight, the traversal mechanics was beautiful. That was very beautiful. I just felt like this one was too campy. It was too campy. Too campy. Like there was a sense of wonder, like when Batman gets the grapple upgrade and you just soar and then you just do the dive bomb and then you're going through the obstacle course of just like it kind of gave you that feel of Batman Begins when he was on the train with Ra's al Ghul, and or
Mm-hmm.
even like the latest Batman movie when he first did the glide and he crashed and burned. Like
Mm-hmm.
it felt intense. Like wow, this one is just like it felt like there's no consequence. There's
Mm.
no consequence.
And we've
Like
seen it
for
before, like not literally, but we've seen a version of it before. Like you said, like we've seen the double jump, we've seen somebody grapple from point to point. Like it doesn't. It. I see what you're saying. Like it makes sense, it's given context, but nothing about it seems like you said that wow factor of like wow, look at Harley Quinn swinging through the streets like Batman. It's like yeah. I could see that. I could see that. Okay, I mean, who knows? We might be surprised when the game drops. There might be some high review. Might be one of those things where the gamers say something different than the actual publications. It's happened before, right? Where a game has been beloved in the streets and just the editorials just don't like it. I don't know if Suicide Squad is going to be that. Like you guys said, I think the story might be its saving grace, but at the end of the day, it's a video game. And we'll see. We'll see if it has a longer shelf life than Avengers did. And even when it comes to the potential of bringing back Injustice, I think Ed Boon has his hands busy trying to save Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know if he could divert the resources right now. Mortal Kombat 1 needs a lot to kind of get back on track before they start
Oh
worrying about
no!
how to get Injustice out here.
Once Tekken drops, once Street Fighter drops Akuma, Ed, and who else they need to drop,
Hmm.
it's over.
oh yeah,
Really?
Ed and Akuma, yeah, they're the last two.
You,
Oh yeah.
Once
you
the
guys think
reason
Mortal
why,
Kombat's getting out of here?
Hmm?
yeah, man.
You think
I
Mortal
mean,
Kombat's getting out of here out of the big three?
it's not gonna be out of here, but it's gonna be up for grabs. If a game comes along, they do Guilty Gear X Stride for Forces or something. You- Under Night, Under Night, you know, does whatever.
Yeah, because bro,
They drop.
people are not excited for Peacemaker, man.
They
Like
show. They show.
we are not
They show a
excited.
dragon.
We are
Oh, my
not.
bad. Go ahead.
My fault. Like
Peacemaker.
we are not
Peacemaker.
excited for
John Cena.
striker skin. Like we're not.
Striker Skin with a
Voiced
bigger
by
pistol.
John. Yeah, Striker skin voiced by John Cena. We're not impressed.
And then not only that, Homelander is not voiced by Homelander. Fumble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fumble.
yeah. Like because
Yeah.
you're basically just giving us Takeda because we missed him. That's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one. Him and Jackie were the two combat characters that people loved,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them were in the game. Like, well,
Well, they were in the game. They showed up. They're reference and
multiverse.
make a
Executive
cameo.
decisions.
Oh
Executive
yeah,
decisions,
but yeah, like
man.
Mortal Kombat 1 is in some real decent because they realize, bro, like these seasons they're not saving the scene at all, and
No.
these DLC drops have been very mediocre. Like the Quan Chi one, I was like, yo, bro, like really? Like I get it, because technically remember this version of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, they're not the top dogs like how they used to be. So like they're still
Right.
in their early places of their magic. But it's like even when you made Alchemy Shang Tsung, I was like, okay, this actually feels a little
It's
good.
different.
Like it feels good in a way. Like, but then you just got us Cthulhu Portal Quan Chi, and I was like,
Dog, you know what hurts me, man? This is the best version of a lot of the characters,
A lot of the characters, bro.
and it's just squandered.
it's like a reverse of
Yeah.
fighters. Like, the base roster is better than the DLC characters.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, well, minus what's the vampire girl again?
Oh,
Natara. Yeah,
Natara,
yeah, because they ran out of budget when Natara. Yeah,
Yeah, her body style's trash.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
which is weird because it's like you can tell they made the air combat mechanic based off her being playable, and it's just like, why are you the worst air character out of the entire game?
yeah.
I could do more Liu Kang in the air than I can with you with wings.
Because Natara is basically saying like, all right, for Injustice 3, you're bringing back Hawk Girl or Hawk Man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is always a template, bro. Always.
Oh, yeah, of course, but
Yeah.
the template should be good. that was the thing. I was like picking her. I'm like, this is. I'm gonna go back to Tanya or somebody. You know, like I don't want
And
to pick Gintara.
so crazy. It's losing so much support from the NRS community, man. It's just, and it's rapid.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's
People have
just
gone back to
tanking.
Mortal Kombat 11. People have gone back already.
Dog.
Excuse me.
And now the thing is, what's so crazy is like it's like Tekken's momentum is out of this world. There was like if I didn't because I didn't play the network beta test, I was left out of something that was like a ceremony to these guys. You didn't play the network beta test? Oh man, you missed out, man. I said, what are you talking about? It was a ceremony for these boys. A ceremony. It was like, man, we get to go to Disney World and they close the theme park just for us. So now I get as soon as I get online, if there's a Finn Wei that does a 9 million hit combo on me, I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, we can get into Tekken because obviously they've been putting out trailers. And you know what was crazy, which I have to respect, is I'm sure you guys have seen it. I know you guys have seen it. The story so far, Tekken trailer with was it Brian Cox?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know how I know they're doing the promotion right? He pronounced everyone's names correctly. Everyone's names correctly. That's how you. I'm like, bro, that never happens with a celebrity endorsement. When he was like the Mishima family, Jin, I was like, he got it right.
He got it right.
All the confidence in the world, he got it right.
And it didn't take itself too serious
at all.
Yeah.
It didn't take
just
itself
like,
too serious.
They just keep throwing each other off mountains.
A family that throws itself off cliffs is like, I mean, yeah.
And
Kills
so
his father,
now,
throws into a volcano. I was like, he did. Go ahead.
But you know what's coming right after when Tekken launches, and it goes back to one of our past conversations about multiple forms of media. I bet you not within a month, Tekken. Bloodlines season 2. Tekken 4 is coming out. Coming out, bro. Because they saw, cause at first when I first saw it, I was like, why are they starting from Tekken 3? Like, I would have loved to see, but then I realized, Tekken
it was good.
Tekken 1 and 2, it would have been too short. It would have been too short because when you really know the basis of the game, it would have been too short. So that's why they started off with it. But that's why they started off with the time skip. And I was like, you know what?
I'm ready for Kazuya's backstory on screen, man. I'm tired of hearing about how his traumatic childhood. Let me see.
Oh, you gotta watch the first second movie.
No, but they might add it because remember when Tekken 4, that's when he was resurrected. Because remember, Kazuya did die at the end of Tekken 2. He did.
Yeah, he was in a hyperbolic time chamber, being reanimated.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah, he was reanimated.
You're right.
So they might bring flashbacks from Tekken 1 and 2 of why when he was resurrected, why he was so hell-bent on killing his father. I
completely forgot he died.
That was the greatest Heihachi in an anime I've ever seen. Well, that was the only one, but there's 2 animes. But that one, that Heihachi, superior.
Mm-hmm.
He felt so domineering, so imposing. I said, yo, this man could definitely run it with Ryu and Akuma. I could see it.
See it. Like literally when I saw how Jin became Devil Jin, I was like, bro, it's happening. It's literally happening. And that's what I said, bro, we need Tekken 4, 5, and then hopefully the anime can save Tekken 6.
I don't know. That's just, how every story has this, it's just like this dark place of you just got to kind of get through that and then it gets good again. I feel like Tekken 6 in the history of Tekken will always be that. Yeah, so Tekken Jin kind of becomes a terrorist for a while. It's like, excuse me?
Tekken 6.
He just...
Tekken 6 and the story of Street Fighter 3. That's something a lot of people see.
He did that to draw out Anubis, you feel me? The Yu-Gi-Oh! The Egyptian god monster.
Just a dark patch. Just a dark patch. You just on the recap, you're so it's just even with the was it Mortal Kombat towards the end of 9 where it's so Sindel kind of shows up and just murders everybody and then leaves. It's just that's how Quan Chi got his revenants. She single-handedly murdered everyone in a room.
9 almost won an Oscar. almost won an Oscar.
Almost, yeah, almost.
Just like one almost won an Oscar.
Some amazing ideas.
Boys,
and somewhere along the way,
still
you're
angry.
like,
I'm still angry, man. I'm still angry, man. Yeah, I'm still angry. I'm still angry.
One,
Mortal Kombat 1 story.
What? The Armageddon pill. Okay, all right, well, but yeah, Tekken. Tekken. The story so far, the Kuma trailer, the Panda trailer. I mean, at this point, we're like 1 or 2 trailers away from launch. You know, like
yeah, I think
that's
everybody. I think we have Zafina and Devil Jin left.
Oh yeah, for like an actual trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the greatest comeback stories of a game's marketing promotion that we've ever seen.
Crazy. Yeah. We were like, man, it's over. We need to do a clip.
Well not even bother.
Yeah, man, I'm so worried about Tekken, man. Then we played a demo. Then we looking at each other in the multiverse. We just looking at each other like, yo, they did it. They did
Sitting
it.
there with the Spider-Verse pose when he was endorsing the baby powder, like, I was wrong. I made a mistake. Like, we made a mistake.
and the graphics, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I know this is alpha footage. So, when we finally get the game,
yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. And then, Tekken Under Night came out around the same time. So
I was gonna ask you, Tim. I'm like, which one's the day one purchase now?
Under Night.
Oh, still okay.
Under Night has never did me wrong. Tekken, I'm getting it. I'm getting it first most. I'm letting 2 patches pass by first because just just to wait it out. But like, I'm very, very happy of how this January is looking in terms of fighters, because I'm still on the fence about Street Fighter, and I probably won't get it until after Akuma comes out, because I need to know why was Akuma justified to be a DLC character again.
Oh, to guarantee sales.
Yeah. I don't know if there'll be anything you see that will win.
That's just corporate talk, man. You feel me? That's just what they did.
I need to see why Ed and Akuma were worth being DLC twice. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, when Ed first came out for Street Fighter 5, I was like, okay, this is cool. So he's like a psycho-powered Bison, Balrog type of fusion. Oh yeah, he's not in the base game for Street Fighter 6.
And y'all promoted the crap out of him. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So he's a DLC character again? Like, nah, bro. There's got to be some justification for that.
Well, we can't be surprised because look at their DLC. Look at that crossover that they did, man. People thought they was actually family. People thought they was getting a real character. I was rolling. I said, "Yo, y'all boys serious?" I'm going to Twitter.
Ninja Turtles teach you nothing. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, man! I can't believe this is happening in Street Fighter, man. I'm like, no,
it's not.
Y'all getting the skin, and I ain't gonna lie, them character models ain't the greatest character models. It gets to a point where they look extremely weird. I'm like, yo, you guys, they don't look believably in the world. Because if I do any muscle variation, it's too extreme.
What would have been a better anime crossover?
Would have been a better anime Baki.
I knew you were gonna say that, but I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Baki,
I don't disagree.
You could have went back into the '90s era and go to get Kenshi, the martial arts master or whatever. You could have gotten several other animes where they use fighting. I wouldn't be surprised if you got Domon Kashu from G Gundam there. It would make more sense.
I don't necessarily disagree.
It would
I honestly wouldn't have minded. It's gonna be a bit of an out there take, but I wouldn't have minded Bang from One Punch Man, the old guy that uses the whirling water fist. I think that would have been dope.
Oh no, he's too much.
That would have been dope. Just almost like since we don't have was it since Cammy doesn't have any counters, it's like a counter based character that just like like that would have been cool.
The man defended and diverted an attack movement at the same speed of a bullet in one motion. You feel me? Like, nah, man. It's too much, man.
I mean, anime crossover. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to pick an anime crossover. Again, Baki makes sense. Baki does make sense. Wouldn't be my pick for obvious reasons. I'm not the biggest fan of Baki, but in terms of Street Fighter compatibility, it does make sense. Mine would have just been
Street Fighter or Tekken. Street Fighter or Tekken.
Yeah.
I keep saying like Street Fighter. It had good stuff to pull from, and we saw it towards the end of Street Fighter V's life cycle was the introduction of more rival school characters. I mean, like Street Fighter 4 was the prime example of like if you integrate more Final Fight characters, how do they fit into this universe?
That'd be a crazy DLC pack.
You got two properties that have intertwined histories that you're not banking off of. Like people want to see these characters grown up and into this universe, and you have something to pull from. But I kind of feel like this focus off this. I mean, I'm not saying the hub world is bad. I'm saying this focus on all these crossovers and like hub world gimmicks and skins is too much, bro. It's too much. Because the Arc System Works games, they keep it simple. You make your little avatar. You go to the little chibi arcade room and you just fight it out, bro. And it works out beautiful. But all this extra stuff about making it like The Sims and stuff like that of a hub world, like it's too much, man. It's too much. And the pricing doesn't make no sense.
Well, that's what kills this whole movement. They did not learn their lesson, man. They did not learn their lesson. Yo, you guys did this with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, where y'all tell us, yeah, man. You mean the characters? They're already in the game. Yeah, they're in the game. And guess what? You won't get Elaine till you buy the PSP version, guys, on Xbox. Wait, what? You know what I'm saying? Like we not that when I heard that, oh man, I lost it. And then to get 4 Ninja Turtles, guess how much you spend it? 25 cents each, brother. 25 cents each.
And not even to play as them, to play as an avatar skin.
Play as the avatar skin. Nobody's gonna top, and I'm speaking of DC highly with this one. No one is going to top Ninja Turtles in a fighter like how Injustice did. Because how Injustice handled that, I was like...
But I would have liked to see Capcom try. I'm not going to hold you. Even if they fell short, at least give it a honest to goodness shot. And a costume and a skin is not going to cut it. Try. Try.
Nah, bro.
How many childhood dreams I had of the Ninja Turtles being in a Marvel vs. Capcom-esque crossover game where now they're doing full screen supers because it was Capcom in the golden era. Now in this modern era, I can't even get them as playable characters underneath the Capcom influence. I get a skin.
No, you not get it. No.
Yeah.
No, but to be honest, bro, I kind of feel when it comes to those Marvel versus Capcom era type of games. Honestly, and that was my hope that was my passion with fighters. That's like it was just like it brought back that sense of sensation. But I kind of feel like maybe that mantle is going to other games who want to try that style. I kind of feel like Capcom is ever since when Marvel just basically took over everything. Like we're not gonna get those type of style of games from them ever again. I don't think so.
As soon as Naruto or One Piece does their Fighter Z game,
that's a wrap, bro. You remember that One Piece fighter that they had on PlayStation where Arlong would do his super where he would grab the blade out of Arlong Park and he would just, bro, like it's the blueprint is there.
all y'all gonna see is Wolverine do the special. X Factor, Weapon X.
You know what the thing is? It's funny you guys said that because I don't know if you guys know this. You probably did. I didn't realize it. But Arxis Works had actually made a One Piece game and a Dragon Ball game on the 3DS and then did a crossover game with them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know.
Wow.
Like the same type of format. Yeah, they had like Dragon Ball Fighters is not that big of a surprise if you look at like the formula. They had already technically made a Dragon Ball game. And then they also made a One Piece game in that same style. And I was like, why don't y'all make the One Piece game so we can all buy it because it'll be amazing. Make the Naruto game and then eventually do a crossover.
Or if they do their next Jump Force, and if Jump Force takes the Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z formula, X Factor.
That would be hard. That'd be hard because the ArcSys's biggest hindrance is they don't do base rosters the greatest. Like fighters surprised me that we had like 24 characters out the gate. That is not their usual go-to. It's usually a quarter of that.
Like
No, they have
10 characters.
It's not tolerable no more. It's
Like
not tolerable no more.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at how the market's going to change, because what Tekken's doing is going to hurt a lot of people. You can't. There's no argument. You want to know why there's no argument? Because Tekken's been giving me a pack load of characters since Tekken Tag, since Tekken 5.
Well, Tekken Tag is a bunch of skins.
It's a bunch of skins. Yeah, but we know what Tekken Tag is. You know what I'm saying? So we don't. It's a celebration. We're having fun.
Jack 5. I was like, bro, it's a skin of Jack.
Yeah, but back to Tekken. Tekken's always been giving us a boatload of characters from the very beginning. Now look at Tekken 8. Then you get these characters. Oh, we can't wait for you to see our DLC. I'm excited.
Yeah. I am too. I'm gonna be a little mad when they announce Eddie Gordo. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna be a little upset. I'm like, he could have been in the base roster, but it is what it is. Somebody had to be sacrificed, I guess.
Yo, that Miguel DLC is coming. That Miguel DLC is coming.
Man,
I'm gonna grind my teeth a little bit. Like
everybody saying that. They're like, yo, don't Miguel? Doesn't Miguel hate Jin? Why is it Miguel in the storyline? I'm like, oh yeah, he's coming. He's gonna die, but he's coming.
Because when they introduced Negan, I was like, you know what? This could have been more sense for Miguel. Like, it's an actual Street Fighter person. Like,
and that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's
they're
gonna
change Miguel's entire.
These guest characters, you can literally split Noctis into 5 pieces.
Yeah, he was that unique.
That's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, yo, you think Victor? They're gonna just fusion Noctis with other characters. Geese Howard is coming back. We're gonna have Geese Howard's spiritual successor.
Have him reanimated too?
No, not him. Not him. But it'll be another character. Somebody new. That's what I'm saying. What if they bring back Master Raven? It's okay. She doesn't use a sword no more. She uses what? A staff. It's possible. I'm saying. That's what I'm looking at Noctis. And I'm like, yo, they probably feel so comfortable with putting Master Raven in the game. Victor's in the game, and no Master Raven. She has to be. She's coming. That's their only black female character.
People love her design, love the way she's depicted.
Because Christy, to me, the way people look at Christy, she's Hispanic.
Stepped on. Yeah, it doesn't redeem the fact that she got like surpassed by by a man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you could have just made her like you could have been the opposite way around. Like
that doesn't mean what Master Raven?
Yes.
Master Raven Master Raven has the title because she's still strong. She's still
no, but she's not higher than what's his name?
Victor.
Say it out loud.
Her boss.
Say it out loud.
Yeah.
The white man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you made the
Italian
white man.
John Wick.
Yeah, you made the French. You made the French John Wick the founder of the Ravens. After introducing our Master Raven. Yeah.
With some of the dopest dread rendering we've ever seen in a video game character. It's even they bring her back, it's gonna feel stepped on.
You know what doesn't help this argument? The fact that somebody said they should have deleted Raven and added Eddie. So then somebody was like, yo, so you want to buy another black character? Right, this don't help out. That's why this argument now, we can't even talk about it anymore because homie put it in the coffin. We can't even bring this up to Harada.
Mm-hmm.
You call Harada, Harada, you're racist. I mean, he's toast now. That man is toast.
Yeah,
That man is toast. They cooked him. He
you
died
gotta release it
in 30,
as
30
a dual free DLC pack in February, just like honor
and it
Black
was,
History Month and how much we love the
and the
community.
hood killed him. The hood killed him. I was thinking about I was thinking about I was thinking about I was thinking about Tim's I was thinking about Tim's comment. No, the taking the hood, Jory. I like how you're right. You're right. The hood killed homie. They sacrificed dog immediately. Kid, Armor King, Armor King, brother, Murdoch, Murdoch. That's 3. Raven, Bruce Leroy, Bruce, Eddie, Christy mixed, possibly. You feel me?
He is Brazilian.
Biracial, Brazilian, biracial, whatever, you know. But Raven, Master Raven. I'm like, fam,
It's not looking.
it's
good.
a party. We got kid. We got a corner. We got literally a corner. I'm like, yo, y'all boys.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, yo, go ahead and put the 5. Put Mount Rushmore on my figures, man. Put all the characters. I'm gonna put an extra 5 just in case, man. Put all the figures of the characters that went through Tekken. Crazy. And then what's the other Brazilian lady?
Who?
She uses savant fighting style. She's coming back in the DLC. She was a unique character. She came with. Yeah, she's another Brazilian. Her dad was Gigas.
Oh, that lady. She was okay.
She was cool. She was cool.
She was okay.
She just didn't have enough flair, man. She just wasn't noticeable. Yeah, yeah.
She was okay.
Yeah, but her? So you know what I'm saying? Now when we say this, now when we talk about the white man, I was like, man, I feel it could have been Bruce out of all people. Bruce,
bro, Faku Ramen, Bruce is not coming back, bro.
No, Faku Ramen not coming back, man.
No.
The public don't care about
Bruce ain't coming back, bro. Like,
Bruce coming back. Bruce coming back.
No.
I'm telling you, Bruce coming back.
We'll see.
So you bring in a Thailand fighter, which is the home of that fighting style. And you could tell, bro, Tekken and Virtua Fighter are trying to match each other, like with people with certain fighting styles that originate from their lands. They're trying to keep the culture alive, bro. So yeah, bro, Bruce ain't coming back, bro.
He come back.
Bruce is not coming back.
He come back. That's Mike Murray's favorite character.
Okay.
Before we close out the Tekken topic, I already asked him, Jory, is Tekken a day one buy for you, or are you holding out?
Oh, what you mean? I'm not gonna cop no under night, man. I'm copping that, man. That's a day one skillet. Sizzling. That's a meal, dog. That's prep. That's Root Chris. That's Root Chris, man. You feel me? That's Morton Steakhouse. It's
No, the moment that they showed Tekken Force, that little preview, like Jory was already sold. His credit card was already charged.
Oh no, yeah, you feel me? And people was telling me Tekken Force not coming. Man, I ain't put the Thanos. I was polite. I ain't put a Thanos meme. You couldn't live with your fella. What is that, big? Right back to me? Nah, man. Man. The only thing is, I feel like Panda and Kuma, they shouldn't even be slots. They should just be like hidden behind. You just unlock them in the game. We come on. Do I want to see Panda win a tournament? Do I want to see Panda?
You gotta have it.
You know, watching that Panda trailer, you know what that made me feel like? That made me feel like back in the days of Gold and Silver when you fought Whitney, that milk tank, that just straight demolished you if you didn't have a fighting style Pokemon, bro. It's just like the rolling stuff, and then all of a sudden none of your attacks hit, and she just pimp smacks you, picks you up, and it's like a bear, bro. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio versus the grizzly bear. You just get mauled.
And the Revenant? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't like I said in the group chat, I'm like, it's a 32 character roster. You can handle 2 characters being animals. It's fine.
Oh no, you would have came after Tekken had you saw the raptor. You would have came after Tekken had you saw the kangaroo.
I would have.
Yeah, see? That's what imagine how we feel, man.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
About it is, out of the raptor and the kangaroo, they were boxers, bro. And like, so if you have Steve Fox, what is the purpose?
Got you.
Yeah, and
What is the
at a
purpose?
certain point, it's like, yes, Tekken doesn't shy away from the ridiculousness, but at some point, you got to be like, all right, like at this point, do you really want 4 characters of them being animals that have been trained fighters? Of course not.
No.
Someone fighting a grizzly, fighting a grizzly bear is something that mankind has always wanted to do with their bare hands. It just makes sense. It's stupid, but it's Tekken, right?
Yeah,
Like it's
and
the same
then
reason why Kuma has a missile fish, right? It doesn't make any sense.
and there is no more mimic characters. God bless the world. Mokujin,
R.I.P. Mokujin.
all those characters are gone. Now Street Fighter V, y'all did that last little trick that didn't work out, which was dumb. Because Street Fighter 3 had that same character, like, well, a different model. And I was like, but he had a move set in that game. Why would you make him the mimic character for this one? I was like, Capcom be doing some questionable choices, bro.
I mean, okay, so Ono not there no more, so we can breathe a little and hope that the rest of the future of the decisions come along wise. They gonna charge, bro. Dragon's Dogma. When Dragon's Dogma Max come out, y'all boys, I told you it was said here first. Just get ready.
Yeah, I'm like, Capcom's gonna get it back in blood. You think that Resident Evil 4 DLC is done? They'll find something. Don't you worry.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, you get to play as Leon Kennedy in the new Epic trailer. The new Epic DLC with Krauser as they go over the game that we sold to you 95 times along the story. Wait. This just in. Wait, this just in. Whoosh. Resident Evil Remake 1.
It's gonna be something.
Five is coming, bro.
Five is coming, but on the roadmap to 5, there will be something else with 4. Look at Devil May Cry.
What? What are they doing?
I'm saying, look at Devil May Cry. Like, look how they handled 5. 5 had so much DLC to the point you're just like, what is even happening?
No. Devil May Cry 5 was handled horribly.
Yeah,
horribly.
And it wasn't that long ago.
Like I keep saying, the reboot was not wrong, bro.
Horribly.
The reboot was not wrong.
No, the reboot wasn't wrong, but you could have just gave us Devil May Cry 3 and then build upon. But you know what they did with Devil May Cry 5? You play that. We play the game, and the reason why I was excited for Devil May Cry 5 is when I played that demo. I mean, you mean to tell me I don't have to fight him here? I could fight him there too, the boss? So I'm thinking they're going to build half the game around the boss battles like Bayonetta does now, right? I'm not asking for no big boss to where I'm locked in an arena and I got to run around him like Mario and Bowser. No, we're going to have engaging combat to where if I do enough damage, the stage will change. Then I get to use different environments. That's what Devil May Cry 5 was pitching me with Nero. And you got the different devil arms. Now he got a different... I'm like, yo, one of the things I hated about Nero is he doesn't get a new weapon. Couldn't stand that. I hated that. But they gave some flexibility. You have his sword now, more combo lists with him, and now you have the new Devil Bringers that... Oh man, they all do something different. You wanna have longer combos? Not a problem. Let's do it. You switch it out every mission, every battle. But then when you play it, they don't keep none of that same energy. You get locked into arenas. I'm like, man, if I'm playing as a Nero, imagine what happens when I play as Dante. No, they didn't keep any of that same energy. Then it gets to the part where the stages. It's just an upscale spiral. You just climb a tree that looks exactly the same everywhere.
Yep.
So that's when I was like, nah, they tried us. They tried us.
And that is why I said the reboot was not wrong. Because them limbo stages, bro, they added so much variety to what was happening. But no, you just kind of went back to the same Bloodborne world is formula. Like I did like that like Limbo was like a pocket dimension between the human world and the demon world, and how they're able to intertwine with each other. So like
to go with Tim's point, it had the tree been that limbo factor within the tree. Yo, this tree is not just no other tree. No problem, but it turned out the same thing. And then I'm fighting Virgil for the third time. Like, nah, man, it's over.
But that's what I'm saying.
We need another boss.
What make you think that Capcom is now not going to do? Now that they've proven the Resident Evil remakes to be a box office success, for lack of a better phrase, what makes you think that they're not going to start to do some of those practices that they've implemented with Devil May Cry 5, that they've implemented with Street Fighter?
When they did 3, what happened? Real quick.
Okay.
No.
3,
real quick.
3 isn't as much as a fan favorite as 2 or 4, though.
You're right. So now, if you're gonna be wise, let's not mess up any of the future properties that people love ever again. Let's keep, because now if we mess up 5, the hatred factor will go in the same direction of the people that loved 4.
The thing that what I see for 5, because the biggest thing about Resident Evil 5 was the
co-op,
the continuation of the multiplayer aspect, the rivals and stuff like that. So yeah, you're gonna get plenty Sheva, Chris skins. They're gonna max out them skins. That's what I see for sure. Oh yeah, you want Sheva with a little action showing from the back as she's doing a spinning kick? Here's the burlesque skin. Oh, you want Chris as a He-Man skin? Like,
yo, you think people was not losing their mind for the jiggle physics for Chun Li?
Not as much.
Oh no, you kid.
No, it's the truth, bro. Think about it, and we can move on. But think about it like this: people have always looked at Chun Li like Chi-Chi, right? Nothing's wrong with Chi-Chi. But your mind automatically goes to Bulma, aka Cammy, right? Because it was just the first impression. Who is this blonde with pigtails with the cheeks just out, in the skin tight bodysuit? Nothing's wrong with Chun-Li. Chun-Li's, she's been beautifully drawn over the years. Them thighs save lives, but you immediately when you think, what I'm saying, just the sex symbol, you think Cammy. It's the same concept.
The brothers can't handle too much steak on the plate. I see that. Well, not the brothers, the other brothers from the other nations.
Yeah, it's certain. There's certain gaming staples, like it says, like certain costumes. I mean, granted, we're in a different era now where they can't just shamelessly exploit their female characters, but they'll push it. They'll get close. They'll get as close to that ledge as they can.
If they hire homie from Tecmo Koei. Namco, not Namco, from Tecmo Itagaki. Oh, it's coming back strong, man. You're gonna see the sweat glands, kid. You want sweat gland skins, and then we're gonna bring back the topics that we used to talk about in other parts.
A couple of deals with some of the cosplayers, and it just
But this Devil May Cry was handled horribly, man. Terrible.
The only reason why I brought it up is like I think let's not. Obviously, you still want to give Capcom the benefit of a doubt, but like, let's not forget we're not too far removed from Capcom's sketchier practices or more questionable ways of utilizing their IPs. They're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're definitely stronger than they've ever been in years. But we've seen some signs that, like, even with leadership change, not much has changed underneath the especially the monetization practices. It's a lot of the same thing,
man. But Capcom was monetization kings, man, and that's like you would need to go to the core. How many? They didn't even bother to give us new sprites for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That sprite of Morgan is play Morgan in HD. She looks terrible. Shining blade. Everybody else, but horrible. Who had the best graphics in Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Even Sagat, not Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Who was well pixelated? It was the characters from the X-Men. It was the characters from Street Fighter. Some of them look like they were from a different millennia. Capcom, how many times? We have Super Street Fighter. We had Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4 Ultimate, Omega Arcade.
Yeah.
Then they did this with 5. Though their worst selling one, they had no shame of selling it us several times. That practice is not going away. That's something deeply rooted. Now that they got No, it is. It's true. Like we can go back in the history books
They
and
can't
look
help
now.
themselves.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Now they're selling us back their old games. They got the collection. As soon as these boys drop Mega Man, they decide to be like, you know what? I think the people want a Mega Man game. No, we've been asking you for a Mega Man game for years, but for whatever reason, they're not touching it. Right? Mega Man Legends. They know people are giving up their life savings for this game to exist. You know what I'm saying? But still nothing. And then personally, man, like that's just something that's rooted in them. There's such a long catalog of them doing this. Now when Monster Hunter drop, now when Dragon Dogma drops, they got a whole kid. It's like the boys endorsing the Justice League in the boys universe. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys are tired of Homelander? Here's Superman. Kid, I'm voting for Superman if I'm in the Homeland, if I'm in the boys' world. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the boys' world, Superman, like let's go off of Superman, like not scumbag Homelander. You know what I'm saying? Those products that's a conflicting battle ready to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point I was trying to make. But yeah, those are deeply rooted practices, man. They're gonna give us. I'll be so shocked if I see DLC for Resident Evil 4 story DLC. I'll be shocked.
Speaking of to bring back, I'm not trying to double back to the Mortal Kombat comment. I do feel they should scrap Homelander. Just the gameplay. I think they should, bro. Because I really just thought about what Joyce just said, like how witty, especially after. What has happened with Gen V and stuff like that. It's like, wow, like, you mean to tell me you're about to bring out Homelander and he's just about to look at you in the intro stage. Like, there's no dialogue.
No, there's dialogue. It's not being voiced by the actor. Remember what they did with it's what they did with the Terminator in MK11. It wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger that played him. They're gonna get someone who sounds vocally similar. I guess there's gonna be dialogue.
All right, well then I think
it just won't be the actor. Yeah.
No, that'll be crazy. Yo, the Twitter feed? Oh man, they're gonna exfoliate.
It's gonna be bad, especially given the landscape of what's been happening with all the recent announcements with AI, especially when it comes to video games. I don't think it's gonna go over the greatest.
Yeah, that storm stuff. That was I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So basically, just quick aside for those who don't know, SAG-AFTRA partnered. I can't remember the company they partnered with, but basically they came to an agreement of certain circumstances in which AI can be used for voice acting in video games. One of them being for NPC characters. So rather than the usual, you have an up-and-coming voice actor or a voice actor who's able to do a whole bunch of different voices, taking on the roles of the NPCs in some of these open-world games or hub games. Now they've given the A-OK for AI to be utilized for those characters.
All because we don't want to give you a wallet? That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. But think about it. We've seen this coming down the pipeline. We spoke at length all last year about industry layoff after industry layoff and cutback after cutback, and it never starts at the top.
9,000 people, 900
people.
Sorry.
Never starts at the top. And so when you start to see things where it's like, even some of these bigger companies that aren't in games are like, they're starting to cut people now for translation, right? Because why do I need Tim to translate this Google Maps in a Bahamian accent when I can get AI to do it? Why? Why have you, Jory, speak Creole? I'll just get AI to do it. For what? Save myself a couple $1,000s. It's business, but it's just like you're just starting to see that snowball effect of like, okay, it starts with that.
Yeah.
And then the NPCs, and then the minor supporting character, and then anybody who's not a celebrity lead. It's
gonna be lifeless, man.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell when this person's talking to us. We can tell when somebody's not.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna rewrite the human genome, it's not gonna sit well. Even the AI art, when we look at it, people are reacting to AI art in a negative fashion now because the lighting and a whole bunch of other stuff just doesn't seem real. If you draw
Yeah,
like AI, you're getting rejected.
yeah, at a glance, it's like you said with AI art, it's like, ooh, the colors, the schemes, like the concepts, right? Like, okay, this seems cool, but like you said, it's the details, it's the nuances, it's the for lack of a better term, the blood, sweat, and tears in that project that just doesn't quite translate. And I think in terms of voice acting, which has always been a very tumultuous, let me say, industry, just like acting. It's getting to a point of we might hit a point of no return where if they can figure out that little gray area where gamers are willing to tolerate maybe subpar AI voice acting. Now what happens? Right? What happens when they train an AI to copy Yuri Lowenthal's voice, and now we get Sasuke for the next 50 years because they just got an AI to kind of replicate it. Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy,
moving
bro.
along, yeah, I definitely want to revisit it sometime later this year because obviously it's something that affects the work that I do as well, and I just think I hate seeing creatives get the short end of the stick to save a couple of dollars. But moving on, Tim, tell us about this last batch of Scarlet Violet Pokemon DLC that was released and your thoughts.
It did not need to be separated. Well, because first of all, after the last DLC was released, there were some people. It was like think it was like a hacked type of thing where they were able to get the special item, which triggered the last piece of the story, and people played it through. They posted it on YouTube and all that other stuff, and I was just like, wow, so it's literally just an hour, an epilogue, and there's still a lot of story elements that they did not cover. So it just kind of feels like, what was the purpose of even separating it?
Hmm.
What was the purpose? There's still like you basically captured the mythical Pokemon that is
Mm-hmm.
connected to the other Pokemon that you caught in the first DLC. But then my thing about it is just like, I kind of feel like, yeah, this DLC, it had some highs, but then it just had a lot of questionable lows. And it's just like, and I keep telling people, bro, Pokemon XD, Pokemon Coliseum, and Pokemon Legends Arceus, and even some of the remakes like Auras, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Leaf Green, and Fire Red, that really push the story further. Why does it seem like every time when Pokemon advances a new generation, they take a few steps back? Why? Because first of all, I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of version exclusivity. I'm tired of it. Like the biggest thing about Pokemon Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, even, people still praise it to this day, Platinum. That third final complete version just brought so much to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. People love the nostalgia. Oh, blue version, red version, gold, silver. When you really look at it, when you get that complete package, you realize, yeah, bro, none of that means anything.
Yeah.
Just give us the complete package, bro. And just how you said on Anthony, build on the combat system, man. Just build on the combat system.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you. That's all you have to do. Like once people have finished all these story quests, like yeah, we're just Wi-Fi battling until we die.
With
Or
broken
until the
builds
next
because
one.
they don't make these games
Yeah.
for balance at all.
Or until the next one comes along. And that's why I kind of feel like that's what just Pokemon is now. It's hitting a very stagnant state, bro. Because to be honest, if I were a Pokemon fan, I would take a huge, what's the word I would like to say? Like I would take a huge interest in the story driven games like XD, Coliseum, Legends Arceus. And if I really want a competitive fighter, Pokemon tournament is where I would go because it's like
Mm-hmm.
that Pokemon tournament is like, bro, I've seen tournaments, bro, and like that stuff gets your heart pounding, bro. Like people, they are going ham on those controllers. But when it comes to these main series games where it's just the formula from our kids, from our life as kids, it's just like, bro, it's not holding up with
Yeah.
with the testing of time.
Mm.
Like people have said it, like now Pokemon start like, I mean, it's starting to get easier in certain areas. They One thing I do appreciate is the grind to get your Pokemon leveled up. Because I remember them dark days, bro, when you had just had to do one Pokemon at a time from level 100. But now they got this experience share. So
Blastoise had to carry, yo.
every battle, your entire six Pokemon, if they're alive, not fainted, you all get the points. All of you.
XP share for the win.
I was like,
yeah,
yes, because that
I started playing Pokemon again. I was
that grind, kid,
yeah,
man, we was already doing.
And especially
Game Boy Advance,
they don't do those rare candy codes no more. Like, bro, that grind was biblical, bro.
Oh
People don't know, bro. So it's just like, but then the on the other side of the aspect is like the story mode has become so easily. Like people have said it, like this last Elite Four, like bro, y'all are not elite. Y'all felt like regular trainers. It's just your Pokemon was level 50.
I feel like from the outside looking in, I kind of feel like Pokemon now is starting to ironically suffer some of the same problems that Dragon Ball has, right? Where it's like it's been around for such a long time that the scale doesn't even make sense anymore, right? Where it's like when you start catching Pokemon from other dimensions, it's like, what do you do story wise? What can you possibly do? Like your little Kanto region story makes no sense anymore. Like there's a green dragon lizard flying through space fighting a man, fighting Deoxys. What can be done at this point? I don't care about your little 10-year-old adventure.
The Pokemon that belongs in Dragon Ball Z. Both of them Pokemon belong in Dragon Ball Z.
Right. I just caught the God of Pokemon 3 games ago. Well, I don't care about my little Chikorita Plus at this point.
Yeah, then you got the one with the Palgia and what's the other one?
Yeah, I got Palkia, Giratina, and Arceus.
And
they don't even look like animals. They look like
like that's a kaiju, man. Like,
yeah.
like I'm waiting for the Green Ranger. One is somebody from the Pokemon. You feel me? We need real dragon power. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I really feel like what you were saying, Tim, is like, and we can move on. It's like I just feel like Pokemon has so many ways in which they can kind of corner their market in different genres and be successful, right? It's like there should be no reason why we've gone this many years between Pokemon Snaps. Doesn't make any sense. Both games are great. Both of them were both well received. Make more Pokemon Snap, or just make Pokemon Snap DLC if you want to make a new game every year.
Somebody needs to do
there's a certain things where it's like you could do more things with Pokemon. Go ahead, George.
Somebody needs to do a documentary on what happens in the creative process of these companies, because it gets so moronic and so out of touch. I just have to know. It doesn't make, because we, the outsiders, the consumers, are saying, yo, this is a no-brainer. Do you guys not play your games? It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Right? In my opinion, Pokemon's suffering the same thing turn-based strategy games are suffering.
But you've seen, like, but the reason why I would challenge that is like, look how successful Persona's doing. Persona's turn-based.
The thing with Persona, it is, right? But Persona has something going for it. The vibrance,
innovation,
personality, charm. That's what I'm saying. Now, if we can go to like a dragon. Okay, go ahead. Tim.
Plus that Persona fighting game, Persona 4 Arena.
Diversify your genre.
See, but they're not afraid to do that though. Then you have like a dragon, Yakuza. That's the best turn-based strategy game, most fun I had in a while, because it's hilarious. It's literally The Office, Ocean's 11, any movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. Let's see what Danny Ocean, Frank Ocean. I'm not Frank Ocean, but Danny Ocean's special would be. Let's see what Everybody Loves Raymond special would be in this turn-based strategy game. And that's what it's so hilarious. What's Jerry Seinfeld special in this game? George Costanza or Kramer. That's really what the vibes. That's how silly the game is, right? It's a simple sitcom, but Japanese humor. You feel smart Japanese humor, so it works. It gives you charm. There's vibrance to it. Oh, I like this world, and because you know what you're getting, it gives you. I don't go in expecting a Thanos level fight when I'm watching Seinfeld. I'm okay for that to take place. I'm okay at watching the fight between Peter Griffin and a chicken, and I
Mm,
can't wait for it to happen because it doesn't happen so often. When you
mm,
catch it, it's a treat. You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? So that's what those games offer you. They have a charm, personality. They diversify. Pokemon, I don't know. I mean, I go back to what you said earlier. Different pods, the laziness. It has to be that.
Yeah,
You know, it
yeah.
just no, they're gonna buy it anyway. And then as soon as they stop. Nobody's buying it. Now you got your you got your carburetor going out of whack. You got the engine failure about to take off, and y'all in the middle of light speed. What happens when we stop? We're crashing to the planet. Like
No, it's true. It seems like, I mean, again, this is the outside looking in. It just seems like they're willing to see how far they can stretch this mediocrity. It's just like, again, I'm not asking for you to revolutionize every single game. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna do this, I should get a Pokemon Tournament 3. I should get a Pokemon Snap 3. Right? I should get a mobile game for my phone, Pokemon Grooming. You know what I'm saying? That there's just be different things in which you guys have already
and
established yourself in that market that allows other people in that fan base to accept, enjoy different things. So even when they drop Pokemon, I don't know, Indigo and Off White, right? And it's just like it's the same old thing. It's like, oh, that's fine. I'll just go play Pokemon Tournament 4. It's fine. I don't care.
and you know what's so wild about that? You just listed 5 games that fall in those categories. Viva Pinata. Uh, what's that game that everybody loves, man? Animal Crossing.
Mm.
Tekken, whatever, Pokemon, and I, that's it. That's pretty much it. Or give me or Sims for Pokemon in a way, you
Yeah.
know. Which I would say Animal Crossing fits along the same lines, but
I mean, they could be in marriage with the two, right? Like
yeah,
Tim says, Pokemon is so rich with lore. You have a Sims like where you're a researcher that's just doing research on Pokemon, and as you're playing the game, you're learning more about. And here's why Geodude becomes Golem. It's like, oh man, like 20 years. It took me 20 years of my life to realize why this rock becomes a bigger rock. But just again, just to give it a little bit more variety, right? Just to give it a little bit more like something other than here's another gimmick that nobody even asks for, right? It's
that you're
like,
not going to even use in the next generation. And
right, that
that's
won't
why
even
people,
carry over.
and that's what people have said, like, bro, like after like Z moves were cool, but then yeah, I don't want to see super moves every game. Cool.
Mm,
But then that's what people had kept saying, bro. Mega Evolution makes so much sense because it adds more to the core gameplay, bro. Mega Evolution made Beedrill relevant. 11-100 Beedrill could get knocked out
oh
by
my
your level
goodness,
50, whatever, because his defense stats are so low. Like one hit, he could just. But Beedrill, like Mega Beedrill's attack strength was almost higher than legendaries. Like if Beedrill, especially if you're super effective against bug or poison, he can literally one shot you,
and
bro.
now,
Like,
like again, just the
bro,
slightest tweak,
bro,
and
bro.
now I'm
It's like,
like, let's go, Butterfree. Ugh! Like, like
yeah, yeah.
just
bro.
But
things
if
But
like.
then, but then,
but if you
but
built like
then
a JoJo
giant, but
who's
then
our character
giant.
stat,
But see, the thing about it is, even though technically this region is not canon in the Pokemon lore, but like a lot of these past gimmicks came from the Orange Islands. When they went to that island where the Pokemon ate a certain fruit, they were different colors. That brought up regional variants, like that we saw from Sun and Moon, and we still see now to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, mega evolution, regional variants, and branch evolutions from those regional variants makes much more sense because you could tell you're running out of ideas for some of these Pokemon. Like, all right, well, let's do a regional variant. Like
Literally.
the fact that you made Marowak this ghost Pokemon with a fire like Hawaiian style. I was like, bro, Sand Slash is a iron ice igloo. Um, Ninetales turns to like a snow kitsune, and it's
Mm,
like, come on, it's like, bro, it's right there. But giant Pokemon, crystallized hats that
yeah.
just change your typing. which was Crystal Onyx. Because remember, Crystal Onyx, they were using water attacks, but it wasn't working. But the moment a Charmander uses flamethrower, it was working. I'm like, oh, it was an ice type. It was an ice Onyx. So yes, not. But now people are wondering. All right, since all those gimmicks that you got from the Orange Islands is over, because that was the last one, what's gonna happen next? And people keep saying, bro, just bring back mega evolutions, keep regional variants to a minimum. But then now they brought out a second type of regional variants, which is convergent species, whereas basically like the Pokemon looks like a one that you know, but is technically not related. Like there was a mushroom tentacool living in the forest, and then there's a water eel that looks like Diglett. Cool, it's cool.
Okay. Mm.
Like it was something new. It was cool, but then because like how you saying, bro, like after Gen 4, bro, like you just basically caught the god of Pokemon. You caught three celestial dragons, and a Pokemon that is based off the creator of the universe. Well, the creator of Pokemon. Where can you go from that? Oh yeah, the next generation, it was about a space dragon that split into three, and it represents yin yang and the fusion. I was like, okay, they were cool,
Hey,
yes.
when Pokemon starts fusing with their masters, y'all boys count it all a loss.
Oh no! Before we even started this podcast, I told him, I said Pokemon has been low key hitting the Sharingan on Digimon for years. For years.
Yo, y'all boys, get ready.
Yeah,
Myotismon.
I mean, they teased it a little bit. What do you think Z moves were? Let's move in sync for one big attack. Come on now.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Myotismon was technically Giratina.
I'm not gonna say which one was a superior series ending in Mon, but hey, you know, it's one had great writing, characters, and stakes, and the other one kept their 10-year-old 10 for 30 years. That's all I'm saying.
Man.
All I'm saying. But to move on into
man.
our anime and manga portion of the podcast, I asked you guys to think of a couple things looking back into 2023. And now moving to 2024, that were like highlight moments for you guys in the anime and manga world. I'll start. I will say that I did expect a breaking of the internet moment with Gear 5 Luffy, kind of the same way that what happened with Ultra Instinct. And we didn't really get that. I was a little surprised that given how much had gone into Gear 5 in the manga and how divisive it had been, I would have thought that it would have been a trending topic for longer. I mean, when Ultra Instinct dropped, we were seeing people watching it in third world countries on a projector screen. Like everyone in the town just like, yeah, like Son Goku, like whereas like with Gear 5, it's like you had people that appreciated it, right? Tim being one of them. But I just expected it to have resonated more with the people, with the anime fans.
I think Gear 5 is going to get that when they're nearing the final boss battles of the story. Because I get it. Like, it was that introduction, like, it happened. We were already expecting, like, yes, this form. I felt the biggest takeaway from me is, like, now my theories about Luffy's power were true. He is not rubber. He is animation. Or animation comes from the typical deity that he represents. Because people have kept saying that this clip continues to play over Twitter. When he punched that royal, it's like, bro, he punched him back into the manga. I was like, yes, that's his power. So when you saw all the Kaido Luffy tune action, bro, I was like, yes, bro, like he's a Looney Tune. Luffy, like all the signs were there, bro. It was, and that's why when people's like, but like, no, the signs were there. All the signs were there, so it makes perfect sense, and I'm looking forward to the chaos that's what I think. That's what made the live action hit for me. Like you saw on this actor's face, like, yo, this Luffy is insane. This dude is insane. Like,
but you don't feel like, and again, I don't want to rehash our difference of opinions because again, we're just going through the highlights. You don't feel like at any point it's going to be undercut with the silliness of the character, like because even in like the most recent opening, right, of the anime and their covering of the Egghead arc, it reminded me of like one of the beginnings of Luffy's spoiler alert fight with so and so. He literally makes goggles out of his hair, bro, while he's fighting one of the most legendary villains we've had in the history of the series. He punches him into a wall, and you see a crater in the shape of his form as he walks out. It's just hard for me, like I said, it's the same thing with Kaido. Like, it's hard for me to be like, yo, the stakes have never been higher as he ricochets through the clouds
nope.
and his eyes bug out.
No, because like first of all, bro, I feel like the Wano arc it gave us so many pinnacle moments where it's like just seeing Luffy play with Kaido was like a breath of fresh air to me, bro. It was a breath of fresh air. And then the thing about it is we've seen so many like you can tell, yeah, the stakes were there. Like Luffy knows that even in this form, I'm not invincible. I'm not invincible. Like, don't ever make it seem like, and that's the same thing with Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct comes at a cost because Goku is immortal. He's immortal. So being in that mode for too long, I mean, I'm not too sure about its final form that he learned from the Angel, because I guess we'll never know due to the state of Super. But you never know. Like, it has a physical toll on your body because you are immortal. So, like, even with Luffy, yes, I am not fully invincible, bro. I am not.
Luffy can take damage?
He can take damage, bro. Like,
he can.
Because, like, yeah, because, and and that's what I like about One Piece. Like, nothing feels irrelevant no more. Like, no, hockey is still something that you got to watch out for. Like, yes, there's a level
Clearly.
1, 2, and 3, but, they all still have their purpose. Like, for example, like Usopp's, like, yes, he has level 1, but his level 1 is different from everybody because he could actually see, like Neji, like, he could see your chakra, your spiritual life force with his that everybody else can't because he's a sniper. He's a sniper. I was like, bro, that makes sense. He can literally see your spiritual life force miles away, target you. That makes so much sense. And yes, of course, armament haki, like, that's something used to like break the barriers of the fruit powers. Like, you remember Logias, they were untouchable. They was like, oh yeah, you punched me, bro. I'm just gonna regenerate right back.
Reform and get to work.
But now, when your fist turn black, bop. Or if you attach it to a weapon, okay, crocodile, you about to get your head chopped off. And then, of course, the final one where everybody just dropped to their feet. It's all relevant, and that's what I said. Like,
hockey.
There's always a balance. There's always a balance with these power ups that they do. But then what I felt with Dragon Ball is they kind of just make one feel irrelevant. But I felt like when Goku fought Kefla, I kind of felt like, okay, these Universe 6 Saiyans are bringing back relevance to old transformations. They were bringing back life to Super League. Yeah.
You're right, Tim, but that was a little bit different. That was like the perfect marriage of a lot of things. Because you're right. It was Universe 6 bringing relevance to forgotten about Saiyan forms, right? Like we're seeing Kefla do damage as Super Saiyan 2, right? It gave us the nostalgia of Gohan going off on Cell. Then you have Goku in this new form where at the time we didn't really know the extent of what it could do and what it couldn't do. And I mean, let's just call it for what it is, a viral clip moment. We had never seen someone surf with the Kamehameha before. You're just like, okay, this looks amazing, right? Like that's a little bit different in terms of like, you're right. I don't think they do a good enough job of highlighting these forms anymore. But it's like, I think that's the thing that I didn't quite understand as it pertained to Luffy in the anime, because they went ham with the anime. The things that they had him doing in the anime, like in the manga, his fight with Kaido is like maybe half a volume. It's not even that long. In the anime, he's swinging through lightning. He's doing all types of stuff. Like doing all types of sonic sound effects, and it's just like people are just like, the Zoro fight was better.
It makes
like just like
it makes great wallpaper for your phones, bro. I got like a bunch of Gear 5 wallpapers, bro.
Yeah.
It was
Zoro
just
versus
I
Penguin
like
was
the
better.
chaos, bro. I like the chaos. I loved it. I felt like it was well needed. I do feel like yes, we will have more viral moments soon, and that's where I personally feel
Okay.
we will have
Okay.
more viral moments soon because as you can see, bro, like ever since from Doflamingo to now, we have entered the final. It's hard to even say this final round with One Piece because
Final decade.
we could say this now and then have three kids later down the
Yeah,
line.
we will. All three of us will be parents before One Piece is over. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. We
Boy,
will all be fathers before One Piece is over.
boy, boy.
But yeah,
And yeah, I'd say the other one that took me a little bit of surprise in terms of it being a little underwhelming as well was Attack on Titan finally ending. I thought it would have been more of an impact on the internet, and most people were just kind of like, "I'm just glad it's over," which I thought was kind of shocking.
I kind of felt like the pacing of the show did that because remember, it was kind of like you know how like Young Justice. Remember, Young Justice got canceled and then it was brought back.
Killed the momentum.
Yeah,
And then
it's
when it
the
was brought
momentum,
back,
bro.
it was horrible.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was the momentum, bro. Because that really matters. Like when these properties go into that limbo state, bro. Because even as of now, you know, we haven't heard like, okay, so Young Justice season 5, what's up?
Oh, forget it. Forget it. Forget
Yeah.
it.
After these
Forget it.
mergers,
Forget it. They're showing us a Final Crisis movie. Why do you think that's happening?
I was like, bro, we've been to this storyline already.
No. Not to this scale. They're going to erase Teen Titans. Go, Teen Titans. I mean, these guys are at the board meetings, wiping up the table. All right, guys, we got to start from scratch. They're starting from scratch, man. That's what that movie is. They're trying to subconsciously tell us, hey, we're going back to formula Norman Osborn. You know what I'm saying? Like they have no choice. They have no choice. And the thing is, you know what's so crazy, Tim? With that whole momentum, Attack on Titan is responsible for a lot of adult anime fans now.
Yeah,
My
Great
sister
point.
and my brother-in-law, they watch anime now because they're like, man, this thing is good. For them, they were so shocked the fact that Eren, the main character, died. It resonated with them so well, they didn't even get mad when he came back alive because of the premise of the story. It made sense.
It's the Game of Thrones factor, bro.
Bro, they had there was no resentment. No, they was like, man, this is anime? So now they find out about, hey, they're calling me. Hey, you heard about Death Note? Of course I heard about Death Note. Hey man, I didn't know. Hey man, this is new Dragon Ball Z. Hey, since when did Goku's hair turn silver? Where do I gotta start? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hey man, hey man, I'm watching this character, man, on Netflix. He got a green shirt on. What type of green shirt? He's a detective. Oh, I can help you with that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and then now the bigger folk call, hey man, yo man, you know Pirates of the Caribbean, my favorite movie, man. You know I love Pirates of the Caribbean, man. You got anything along the lines of Pirates of the Caribbean? Chuck, listen. Where are you right now? I'll come meet you. All right, you feel me? Hey, man, I'm watching this anime with pirates, right? And there's this man made out of lightning. And I thought, yo, listen, I ain't never seen this before, man. Like, what happened? Dog turned himself into a beam, dog. He turned himself into a beam, man, and he kicked homie at the end of his beam. I said, oh, you mean Kizaru? Oh, you know his name? I said, yeah, man, don't worry, I got you, brother. We here, man. We here. Yo. Oh, hey, man, you missing out, man. There's this thing, right? Where there's this boy, he trying to save his sister who got bit by like a demon, right? And now, man, I don't even know what to tell you, dog. I'm just blown away. It's like water is touching my eyes, man. I said, oh, yeah. Hey, man, what's this other dude, man? His name, All Power? Or like All Might. All Might. Oh, my. Hey, dog, I'm happy, man. Hey man, I didn't know you was. Hey, I didn't know, man. I thought you was a crazy dude, but this stuff is crazy. Now I'm watching timeline, and then they're just like, there's kids that come up to me, and I'm watching in real time. There's no reason for you to like Dragon Ball Z.
You know what I said? You know, remember what I said back to the Game of Thrones factor, bro? Because that show really showed me that a lot of people really watch the same stuff over and over, like like the same form of media over and over. Because when I remember this was when Game of Thrones came back after the hiatus before the final season. People was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just starting it now." But then I realized, like, these shows took a year basis for each season. I was like, "Where have you been for 7 years?" But then you realize, bro, people they've just been so used to a certain form of media that they never really branched out. Even in terms of like how I translate it into anime, bro. Like I tell people all the time, bro, like, Dragon Ball has the best story.
Yeah.
Out of Z, like GT, like Dragon Ball has the best story, bro. Because when I first watched Dragon Ball for the first time, like when Dragon Ball Z was on a hiatus, watching Yamcha, Tien is like getting to know their stories from the beginning. That makes the Saiyan saga hit so differently, bro. I was like, bro, now I see why people was crying. Like these dudes were. It's like you would never like. It's like the
For
fact that they
me,
died,
there was
and they
butter.
died in such a way, and then the simple fact of Krillin did not die. You mean to tell me Krillin was one of the ones who survived? And it brought so much layers to the story that a lot of people they can't really. It's hard for them to replicate that. So, like I said, man, yes, people are now much more open to different forms of media, and when you really look at anime and especially like the services we have, bro, there's libraries and libraries of this stuff that people can never truly get bored with anime. Even
My goodness.
even with the inclusion of what Netflix is doing now, like people like bro, Twitter, like, and I would say this: Black Twitter, Caribbean Twitter, one Blue Eyed Samurai. Everybody was talking about it.
Everybody,
Everybody.
bro. Arcane? People was telling me, yo, this is amazing, man. You watch this stuff? Hey, what's this Ghost in the Shell? What's this Ninja Scroll? Hey, who's this character that's bald? What about him? Not Dragon Ball. Nah, he's not Dragon Ball Z. He punched people one time. I never laughed so hard in my life. This is the funniest anime I've ever seen in my life. But
my
Boondocks also
who's like 8 years older than me. We used to talk about One Punch Man. I was like, I didn't even know you liked manga. He was just like, I can't stop watching it. It's sorry, Joe. You were saying
you're good. No, it's perfect. But Attack on Titan, I'm watching my family congregate around the TV screen, and I'm thinking they're gonna put on Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, something, Hell on Wheels. Nope. Attack on Titan. They punch in the screen. They say, I can't stand this arming dude. They be like, hey man, this Levi right here, this man the truth. When they found out who was the Titans, it was like I was watching a Red Wedding. They started a group chat amongst my family, talking, yo man, I can't believe, because to me I was losing my mind too. And then I told them about Berserk. Now they looking at me like, oh, hey, how much money you need to start your company? I'm like, you feel?
I think for adult eyes and adult ears, and I think in part due to shows like Game of Thrones that involve like the mystical, right, or even the Harry Potters, right? Of like you can still tell this grounded emotional story with characters that would draw you in. It's not just hair colors changing and beams flying, although that might be part of it, right? Like to Tim's point, it's like if you really watch Dragon Ball really does tell a really good story with really deep characters. But I think as an adult, when you start to see these things where it's like, okay, I can get behind the idea of a boy trying to rescue his sister who was bit by a demon, right? That's not, it's fantastical, but it's not, like it's not, it's like Star Wars level of fantasy, right? It's not too out there, right? Or Attack on Titan. It's like, okay, if I can get behind the fact that some people turn into these mindless titans, there's a real character-driven story there. No one's firing beams out their hand. It's just, here's this survival Walking Dead meets Game of Thrones cartoon, right, from their eyes. And it's just, you see how it resonates with people. But that also goes back to why I said, like, I definitely expected a little bit more of a reception to the anime actually ending. But I think what you guys said about the momentum, it's like, it was too big of a gap. It was too big of a gap. The manga ended like 3 years ago at this point. Nobody cared. You know, like, we had already kind of moved on and made peace with how bad that ending was. And we just got to see it play out on the screen. We watched it on the screen hoping it changed. Like, it was something different. Like, please don't go 1 for 1.
Yeah. And then, you know, there's a lot of case studies for that too, man. Even in our day, when like the Boo saga in a way lost a lot of momentum for me. Cause I'm like, nah, y'all starting all the way from the Frieza saga. Oh, you mean from my goodness. For the episodes. Yu Yu Hakusho, momentum killed. Right after the Guru tournament, Yusuke and Toguro about to fight. Where's the rest of it? Didn't even care anymore. I wound up watching it off screen years later. And at the peak, One Piece started its momentum. Then after a while, it just disappeared. I'm like, where's One Piece? Now the whole voice cast changed and a lot of stuff. Naruto, Shippuden came out of nowhere. We had to find Shippuden off the what's the Naruto Now anime websites. We had to find Shippuden. I learned about Shippuden because somebody told me, "Hey, yo, did you watch Naruto Shippuden?" Nah, man. Like, Naruto got like 600 fillers.
Yeah, not for nothing. That those filler arcs between the time skip was hell. Right
after Rock Lee killed Bone Man, I ain't know. There was one filler where there was this dude who was obsessed with you.
He didn't kill him.
He died. He died. He died. Right? So when Bone Man died, right after that, it went to a filler where this dude was obsessed with funerals. Then it went to Sora. Oh, that was
Shippuden.
That was Shippuden, bro. I was like, bro, you better correct yourself.
Gosh, dog. Oh my god. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't serve any purpose for me, man.
Yeah.
So those momentums was killed. Young Justice. Talk about killing a momentum. Yep. And then after that, you bring it back and just rush the whole ending.
Yeah. Was there anything? Was there any moments for you guys of 2023 or like either anime or manga moments that stood out in a good, bad, or neutral way? Those are probably my two. So.
I didn't get to go.
Yeah. So
Was I would say Demon Slayer.
Season 3?
No, season 2.
No, it's
season 2. No, season 2 was what? The year before that? With the
season 2 was 2022, technically. With the Entertainment District arc?
Yeah. Okay.
Season 3.
Season 3 was no, it wasn't season 3. Season 3 didn't do it for me, man. There was surprisingly, I really enjoyed that OVA or that backstory for Jujutsu Kaisen. I enjoyed that. That was
it was really
for
good.
me. That was probably
that's what got me on the bandwagon. I'm not gonna lie.
The best thing that I've seen.
Good choice.
That was probably the best thing I saw 2023, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. Man, I enjoyed it so much that I watched it again and I watched it again and I watched it again. It was just good. And then now that the other season's done, I'm gonna to enjoy the Shibuya arc. Despite the animators
crying out for help online.
But yeah, that was it. That was it, man.
Okay, good picks.
Can't think of anything else.
What about you, Tim? Any more manga moments stand out for you?
For me, I'll list my top 3. For me, I just really enjoyed the return of Bleach. The manga, like how it was with Attack on Titan, is just like it really left like a gap in your spirit, of like, bro, this is probably one of the most grittiest arcs that we've ever had outside of anything Aizen related. And it's just like there's so many plot holes to the story. Excuse me. Sorry. so many plot holes, and it's just starting to. And I do like how they're breaking up into like minor chapters, and I actually think it's working out for the best. I'm really looking forward to see how things end. On another note, I would say the quality of anime from Netflix, like I said, Castlevania Nocturne, which is a continuation from the last series, and just even the story and combat of one Blue Eyed Samurai, bro. Like Blue Eyed Samurai made me like, bro, I don't even want to move on to the next episode. I want to rewatch this one first. Like there was some, especially like as I, write my own stories, it's like, bro, the level of detail of the patriarchy of Japanese life, how women are treated, even how men are treated, and it's just like even because it brought back like story elements from the third Ninja Turtles movies. Oh, when the British came to Japan and tried to do trade with them, it was with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even the historical element. I was like, bro, this is really, yeah. And of course, what do colonizers do when they go to these places and when they try to integrate? They have sex with the women and they have
Yep.
children. And that is
Yes, sir.
why she's a blue eye. I was like, yes, because they don't have blue eyes. So that's why she was always considered like a demon or a devil or you unpure child. And I was like, bro, this story is really, like, they really took their time with it, man. Even when she got her second weapon, it probably, like, oh yeah, I forgot, I think it's called a Nobunaga or something. They was like, oh yeah, it's a crowd control weapon. You know what made me think about it? Whitebeard. That's the same weapon he has. He has a crowd, he's a giant, but he has a crowd control weapon. And I thought of Pirate Warriors. What is he doing? It's like, bro, you can hit like 10 dudes with one swing.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a blade. So with enough swinging force, like, yeah, bro, somebody is getting slashed up, losing limbs. I was like, wow, like, there's a lot of detail to this, man. And then, of course, it had entertainment districts. So it took the parts from the entertainment district from Demon Slayer to the highest. I was like, oh,
to the
this
adult
is.
level. Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Right.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
me show you how the body works. Oh, all right.
yeah. So it was, bro. It was a lot, man, and I really enjoyed it. But those are my two biggest moments, man. Like the return of Bleach and the quality that Netflix is pumping out.
Fair enough. Those are good choices too. There was really only, in terms of Blue Eye Samurai, there was really only one episode I didn't like. And the only reason why I didn't like it is because it just felt very stereotypical of when she burned the bridges with all her friends simultaneously, and then kind of goes on like a one woman killing spree. And despite her being vastly outnumbered, it's like you should be dead. You should be dead. There's no. You were already like, and she started the fight injured. I was like, there's no logical way you would have survived this, other than plot armor. That was it. But every other episode, fire. All the characters, the way they were written, even the story with the what's it called, the madame of like the entertainment district and her relationship with the mute girl. I was like, man, my heart. It was good. Those are good choices. And Joy, you're right. Even that flashback arc of Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what made me a fan. Honestly, the first season, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is animated well. They're throwing hands. I'm always down for anime throwing hands, but the way they show that flashback and it makes sense why Gojo is the way he is. It makes perfect sense. I was like, if I would survive all this, I would be cocky too.
And not only that,
tell me anything.
Not only that, but I like the character that killed Gojo, Toji. I was like, this dude is fire. I was like, man, because I'm not a Gojo fan at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't care. You already know who I am in spirit, man. When you're ASAP, I'm putting a hole in his chest, man. You feel me? Yeah, nah, man. I think I just like Toji, man. He was cool, man. He was cool. Yeah. He was dope. He was dope.
What's before we get to our last topic of the night? What's
the manga for me?
The
manga for me.
Okay, this gonna be your one.
Berserk.
Didn't it
Berserk
ended
came.
this year, right?
No, it
2023.
didn't end. No, it didn't end. Berserk,
I thought it
a
was.
chapter. No, Berserk
I thought it was
hasn't
gonna
been
be ending.
continued. No,
No, but I
Berserk
thought it's
continued.
ending.
No, it's continued.
You sure? I really
Yep.
felt like I saw something on Twitter where it's like they're announcing that it's ending soon.
Yeah, it's soon. They're reaching this last arc, but it's not there yet.
Oh, I was like, did I
Yeah.
not read that properly? Or
No. You probably that's probably an old tweet, number one, because the story is reaching its next arc.
hmm.
So even though the chapter didn't have much going on, but it was a chapter for me. It was a chapter because it was Berserk, and then the team now they've mimicked his drawing style to a T.
Hmm. I
So
mean,
and
he's
not
been
only
drawing it
that,
for so
yeah,
long. So
yeah, he was drawing it, but now
no,
the
I'm saying
team,
like yeah, it's
yeah,
been literally decades of that art form. Like I
yeah.
follow a bunch of Twitter artists that have been able to mimic Toriyama's drawing to a letter. Like it looks
Wow.
just like peak Toriyama drawing. So I would imagine after a couple of years you get enough practice to mimic the master, so to speak.
Mm,
May you rest in peace. But I was gonna
yes,
ask like
indeed.
what's the one anime or manga thing that you're looking forward to this year in 2024?
Fixing Bleach plot holes.
Hopefully, because they still didn't explain. Well, I guess it's still early, but they still didn't explain what's her name, Yachiru's relationship with Kenpachi and his sword release. It happened one for one like in the manga. I'm like, yeah, she's part of his sword. Wait, how? Don't worry about it. Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll never get an answer. Or even Unohana. What does her Bankai do? I mean, it does stuff. Like what? Her Shika is what's it called a manta ray. What does her Bankai do with all this blood? It does things. She's dead now, though. It's like, okay. Only waited 10 years for an answer, but that's fine. So, all right. So, Bleach potentially fixing the plot holes. Jory, what about you? What's your one anime or manga thing that you're looking forward to?
Um, that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, with Bleach, I hope the I hope they patch up the ending, man. The whole fight towards the end. That's one thing I'm hoping. They have to. It's you just have to do it. It makes no sense for you not to.
I mean,
You
look at
know
Attack on
that.
Titan. They did a one for one.
You,
That didn't make no sense.
yeah, that killed me with Attack on Titan. I was kind of hoping that the anime would redeem it, but it didn't. So,
Yeah.
nothing really, man, because my Hero Academia is dead in the waters to me. Um, I'm nothing really, man. Nothing really. Your Only Kenshin is not it. I enjoy it, but it's just not moving. It's just off, man. There's like it's missing something. It's too.
Hmm.
It's like the guys from Pokemon are drawing it before Pokemon decided to draw speed lines. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's just too. It's missing something, man. It's not.
It's
It's
almost
not
too
what I.
polished.
Not that it's too. You can have something polished. One Punch Man is mad polished, right? But
Is it?
One Punch Man,
Is it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, but
Season
say
one,
like, because
season two. We already know that's dead. That's dead.
yeah, that was. Oh.
Nothing really, man. I don't have anything that I'm really looking forward to. I can't think of anything. The Devil May Cry anime by
Okay.
Studio Trigger.
Okay.
I don't know if Star Wars. What's the Star Wars animation? That's usually it's called not Legends. Is it Star Wars Legends? Where they have a whole
Mm,
compilation. Vision, Star
yeah.
Wars Vision.
Yeah.
Season 2 is coming. I'm looking forward to that. I
Mm.
don't know if it's out already, but that's it. Nothing really. The Devil May Cry, and pretty much it. Oh,
Okay.
there was
One.
this one anime. Oh, one. Okay, that's it.
One.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Devil May Cry.
Yeah. For me, it's probably going to be Demon Slayer season 4. Where that story is heading at this point is going to be way more interesting than the Swordsman Village. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that gets animated and plays out. before we get into like the last couple of arcs. And not for nothing, out of just sheer curiosity of how the internet's going to handle it, I am looking forward to Dragon Ball Daima. I am. Not in the sense of like story, not in the sense of, man, this is going to be great. I'm just like, I'm really curious to see how the internet reacts to this and its plot and it's the way it plays out. Because, we look at, in hindsight of Dragon Ball Super, people hated Dragon Ball Super when it first came out. They hated it for a while. But let revisionist history tell it, because of the way Goku Black arc played out for the most part, because of the way the Tournament Power played out, people were like, man, I just want Dragon Ball Super back. I was like, do you? Because I remember we were all here. You guys hated this show.
It was bad for legit reasons.
Well, my reason is because, like, all right, it was good to see some of the movie stuff animated out, but then already know how I felt about Resurrection F. I was like, bro, Frieza makes no sense. Especially where they are timeline-wise. And that's where, like, I felt Super did a good job with making Broly canon. It's like, bro, that could have been cooler right there. Like, Frieza serves no purpose. No actual purpose in this light as of now. The Goku Black saga ruined Trunks for me. You really just made Trunks and then I didn't like the whole pedophile relationship as well. I was like, nah,
Talk
bro.
about it.
Like, we're not about to just like skip over the fact that but she got wished to be a child again. I was like, yeah, okay.
She's older than Bulma.
She's older than Bulma, bro. Like, older than Bulma. But and then the Tournament of Power. The Tournament of Power was good for me. That was the highlight. But then actually, that's the end of it. Because after that, that's where we got all those mixed reviewed arcs. Two of them actually. It's just mixed reviews, bro. It's just the GT fatigue just came heavy. Like where it was good ideas, but it was bad execution, bro. Like to this day, I tell people, bro, the Shadow Dragon concept was amazing.
If you think about it, all the arcs in Dragon Ball GT actually were really good ideas. Great ideas.
Yeah.
Even Super 17, like bringing back all the old fighters from Hell, even from ones from the movies. But that would have been a great little arc. Oh, the Goku show.
Yeah, because to be honest, like what I would have done instead of like Android 17, that could have been a moment where you made Janemba a canon character. Yeah, it's like it's just a lot, bro. It's a lot. There's a lot of things that they could have like just done better. Like, cause to this day, bro. Yes, Goku Black was an interesting character. I did like the fact of Akai going crazy, but the whole taking over Goku body, I was like, no, bro, Turles is the true Goku Black to me.
Yeah. And then you could have had. My fault.
Once I saw that Twitter fan art of a concept of future Gohan Black, I was like, this would have been a way better idea. Wow. I would have loved to have seen Trunks has to fight, because then it would make Trunks' character make a lot more sense of why he's so hesitant. It's like, this was my teacher whose body is being corrupted by another man versus whatever we got with that Trunks versus Goku. Like, yeah, I know he respects Goku, but it's just like, bro, what are you doing?
Goku was dead. You never met Goku until you went back in time.
Didn't train with him, nothing. It's like, where's all this conflict coming from? Yeah, when I saw that little fan art of future Gohan Black, I was like, oh.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
We almost had something amazing. Almost.
Yeah, almost. And then like I said, making certain characters canon. Like, look what the movie did for Android 21. And even from what Jory told me about who Android 13 really is, I was like, bro, I could not unsee it after Jory told me. It's like, bro, that is Dr. Gero.
Yep.
When he was young.
Yep.
I was like, bro, there are so many concepts that they could pull from, bro. And just even like, the fact that it's like, well, now since you have enemies beyond Earth, like, you touch them based off Namekian culture. It's like there's so much stuff that you could pull from, bro.
And I hate the fact I hate the
And
fact
Diamond
that
might do it. Go ahead, or Diamond might do all that. It
the
might.
Goku show, the Goku show,
No,
really
no.
It
on the
might.
Goku show, on the Goku show.
The tiny,
Vegeta is not even traveling with him. It's a Kai we don't care about. Why? Why?
Tiny
It
Toon
might.
Adventures, Tiny Toon Adventures.
Why?
Like no, bro.
But the reason why I say that is because again, look at Dragon Ball Super. For the most part, people do not speak about it in a high light. But
No,
when they talk about certain things, they're like, "But that fight with Jiren though. But that fight
no,
with Kefla though.
no.
But
You
that
know
fight
what
with so and so though."
You know why I consider this, and then this goes back to our conversation of multiple properties. Like, yeah, it's gonna check certain boxes, but the way that's the dealer breaker for me, how is this gonna translate to a game? I don't want to fight as Kid Kabito Kai or Shin. Yeah, that's his name. I don't want to fight as Kid 18. Like, no, I want Super to update the 18 that I got right now. I don't want to see kid versions of them because even the whole, even and that's why I considered it as technically a
I'm
spin-off.
watching.
Like even just the name is giving me spin-off vibes that is not connected to the real continuity that we want to be continued. Because like
Yeah, I don't.
that's why I felt like Super was gearing up to give us the full introduction of Ooh. I was looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just give us this garbage, bro.
What are you gonna say, Jordan?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's not crazy that Bulma is a baby holding a baby. Like, what the heck
It
are we doing
is.
here, man?
It is.
No.
But like I said again, we've seen the again. It's the class. I'm not defending it. I will be right here with y'all trashing it once it drops. But it's just interesting on the internet seeing the clash of. I could see how it could be tricky as a Dragon Ball creator when the fans are like this. We hate Dragon Ball GT. We hate it. We hate it. We hate it. But where's Super Saiyan 4 in the main canon? It's like, fam, did you hate it or did you not hate it?
No,
Or
no, no,
like,
no, no. You
Super,
can't be.
we
You
hate it.
like. I think it's expressed enough to know that you had good gems coming
Mm,
out. I
Poor
think you could know
execution.
that. Yeah, you could. You as a creator, you'll know like, yo, no, they like this, but they hated this. If I'm making a game, kind of like Final Fantasy 16, for example, they hate this, but they like this in 7. Man, we should have just did this. And people were saying, listen, give us a Devil May Cry game or give us a Final Fantasy game, not Devil May Cry half, not Final Fantasy and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, a little bit of Sura's Wrath on top.
yeah, with a little bit of Zero Draft on top, like and Naruto. You know what I'm saying? No, dog. Like, yeah, pick. I would have you gladly accepted a Devil May Cry game where you have to do elemental damage. That's different, right? Then you got your kaiju moments with your power ups. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, and those battles are special. Then you would have had, along with the icons. The icons don't even come with their own weapon. You know, like what's going? That's the whole point of Devil May Cry. You beat a boss, you turn them into a weapon. The icons turn into a weapon, and then guess what? If you don't want to use the icon's weapon, you could pair it up with your icon's melee attack or special attack. Final Fantasy right there. That's, oh man, this is a different Final Fantasy. I'm rocking with it. They could have easily did that. Give me more combo inputs. If we're gonna go Devil May Cry is known for combo combinations and freedom. You're giving me a Final Fantasy game. Let's do it. And then let's talk about the open world. You mean to tell me y'all waste money on Forspoken when y'all could have made her a character along with Homie in the game, and that's how magic was going to be used? Y'all could have easily improved on Final Fantasy 15 because Final Fantasy 15's world is more interesting, but that's controversial. It's controversial. It's controversial if I say that. You give me all these Grand Canyons, and I just look at them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's a metaphor for
Where's
Dragon Ball Daima.
where's the adventure? I don't say that, boy. I'm gonna shoot this TV screen.
Tim, get us out of here with our last topic. You brought up in the group chat Netflix spearheading the reboot of One Piece while One Piece is still airing. Talk to us about that.
I feel like it's very, very interesting, because the Eggland arc is on. It's coming to Netflix like on January 13th. But I just feel like, wow, if Netflix is really wants a piece of these particular stories like that, what does that mean for the future for Crunchyroll and Funimation? Like, will Netflix be able to like take over the anime scene? Like we will have these properties available with us, and how much that would increase their viewership? Because I still think about it to this day. It's like, so Sony, are you doing a merger? Because it's kind of like you have the ownership of two, but it's like, where is this going?
Okay, Tim. Before let me say this. I think if we look at it, they're getting their groove. Really, really, Netflix now, because Netflix are seeing the memes. Oh yeah, when Netflix takes a live adaptation, they're like, "Yo, how dare you?" Because the Yu Yu Hakusho, live action, dog.
Really,
the choreography, the characters,
really.
A1. I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys this.
Yeah,
New Year's?
He's right. They're getting into a group, bro.
The fighting, the fighting. If you like Ip Man, like Ip Man with powers, yeah, the CGI. Hey.
Wow, because when I heard they were mixing arcs together, I was like, oh, why?
Oh no! It wasn't bad. There was stuff, of course, but the thing is, when you look at the arcs in the anime, they.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong.
You feel me?
Yeah, I get the fact that they're probably going to condense a lot of the detective stuff because it's a little repetitive. Yeah. Definitely
the Toguro tournament, they got it. They have to do that. Flat out.
I'm like, you have to kind of do that part correctly, I would think.
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing in the trailer that they're fighting Toguro, I'm like, I don't know. But if you're saying it's good.
No, I think it's good. It's good. It's very good. Now Netflix is starting to get their stuff together because Super Crooks was amazing. That's an original story.
It was.
Right? Mm-hmm. They put budget behind that, and today the animation is still being respected. Like, I can't tell you how many scenes people are like, yo, this is like, what anime is this? Where the guy's reanimating his hand, the guy who can blow up a lot. Mm-hmm. They're going after that. Arcane winning awards. You know what I'm saying? That studio now, they just dropped season 2 trailer. I'm hyped. And it's the storytelling so good that for me, I was like, man, Castlevania. Now Devil May Cry. Is Devil May Cry is going to stay to Netflix. Excuse me. They're starting to gain an identity. There's a thing called The Great Pretender. If you want to watch something laid back, where there's not a lot of action, and you just want something to where you can think, here you go. The Great Pretender. You want interesting characters from around the world? The Great Pretender.
But are we on board with Netflix becoming essentially the new home for One Piece?
It's the new home for One Piece?
Bro, because think about it. They're the ones that have the rights to the live action, right? Season 2 confirmed and in production now. Then, like Tim said earlier, there was an announcement, which I don't know how I forgot that, but they announced that they're working with the studio to redo the first couple of arcs of One Piece exclusively on Netflix.
Oh,
no more dated animation.
And people was clapping them for it.
They were.
It's a wrap. Oh no! Here, if they're gonna do that, imagine. Hey, Dragon Ball Z, your episodes are looking a little. Hey,
dusty.
yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho. We could do that for you. Why is Hunter taking so long? Hey, what's that? You having a problem? What if we give you a team? The sky's the limit. Now that Netflix sees the kid Vinland Saga, you got kids like, hey, Mr. President, you watch Vinland Saga? I said, that's grown man talk. That's grown man talk. You're not ready for that. Now, and then not to mention, if these boys do it right,
if they ever do it right,
Rapsky. Oh no, but they have to now. Blue Eyed Samurai's accepted.
yeah, but
Arcane's accepted.
But Jory, you know how it goes with things like that. You know how it goes with things like that.
Yeah, man.
They'll do everything else except the obvious.
No. But they're starting to get. Yeah, go ahead too.
It's scary because I always go back to Anthony's point. Like, should one entity have that much power? But it's just like how Sony was doing. Sony now is the head
It's good
of
competition.
Evo, is the head of Evo, and they own both of the anime outlets. It's just the business of the nature that everybody's trying to diversify. To bring in more income to themselves. Like Sony does technology, Sony does TVs, things of that nature. It's just Netflix is trying to be that pinnacle of your viewership, no matter what you watch. And they, just like how Joey said, there are a lot more adult anime fans now. And guess what those anime people, those adult fans have? They all have Netflix, bro. Yes, like Prime, Hulu, and HBO, those are more niche type of services, but Netflix is still that everyday household one. So, and then what has become such a pinnacle of everyday household now? Anime for kids, middle age, adults, new adults for kids. It's they want it. They want it. They want it.
As soon as Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh gets on there, Digimon, it's a wrap. You mean to tell me I don't gotta go to no wonky website to get Digimon?
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh is already on there.
Oh,
on where?
No, all the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
No, they pulled it.
Oh, when?
I don't know if they. I mean, they might have re-added it, but I literally the other day it's like you can only watch Duelist Kingdom on there.
Oh,
on Netflix.
Actually, I'll check back. But yeah, but like I said, they want a piece of it. So on the other end, Sony, I would say like, bro, you got to do something about it, or if you sleep on it, next thing you know, in the next probably like 5 to 6 years, Netflix
will be the new hub. That's crazy.
If they get Dragon Ball Z,
but they have to do it right. That's the thing.
They have to do it right. Yeah.
Because look at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Netflix has the streaming rights to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and look how they fumbled season 6.
They took too long. That's all. That's
But that's what I'm saying.
Long.
Like, it could. One of these bigger IPs are not exempt from that. Yeah, the animation can be top notch, but if it takes you 3 years to animate, Luffy versus Crocodile, bro, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll find something else to watch.
I think this is just gonna bring a deeper level of competition. That's what I see. Because Sony's not gonna let. Sony doesn't own Omniplex, do they?
I mean, isn't Omniplex technically a subsection of Funimation or no?
I don't think so. I think Omniplex is his own.
It's his own little thing. Then no,
yeah,
I don't think so. They don't own it, but they own Crunchyroll, they own Funimation.
Okay, so Crunchyroll, Funimation. Did they merge them yet or no?
No.
Yeah. What are you doing? Because now Netflix momentum, because the live action One Piece is well received.
Mm-hmm.
Well received. And that's something to worry about. Because people are like, you know what? I really enjoyed One Piece live action. So now you got that. Now the Yu Yu Hakusho live action is good, man.
Watch it.
It's good. I didn't watch all of it. I'm on episode. He's back in his body.
Mm-hmm.
But you can feel. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Yeah, it's just gonna spring up more competition. If Netflix finds a way to get animes that were obscure, like very retro anime-ish, if they get an 80s anime section, they get them
Okay.
categories in there, they get certain movies, they get movies that Sword of the Stranger shows up on there, Boy and Beast, these if any Miyazaki films show up on there,
Mm,
Akira show up on there. If
yeah.
if they get any iconic anime film or anime, if you let me know that, oh, you want blockbuster obscurity, let's get it. You get all these movies that, oh man, I've seen this so many times, but I didn't know what it was. Boom, there you go. Devilman, the Devil Lady's on Netflix.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, Devil Lady's on Netflix or either Prime. I know.
So
I
I was
remember seeing it. So I'm
gonna
like,
say, like,
people
I
are gonna
think
watch it.
once they can start getting the back catalog, right? Like, imagine you could be like, hey, you could watch all Dragon Ball movies on there, all of them. Android 13, Janemba, Dead Zone, it's all on Netflix. That's at that
Netflix.
point you're just like,
Boom.
because
Yeah,
right now
bro.
they have like I think
Because
they
I
have like
would love to
what?
see Tree of Might again. Like, because lately there's been some like editors on like Dragon Ball Z editors. They've been taking screenshots from past movies and then they've been like giving them like a HD coat,
Mm-hmm.
like a real like rich coat. I saw updates of like the Tree of Might fight like Turles. I was like, bro, this is the real Goku block. This is the real Goku block. The same person just did the Cooler one, like when Cooler showed up and he's smiling and it's just
Mm-hmm.
that little grin. I was like, bro, like this is art. This is really art. Then they did Cooler's Revenge. They actually did some ones from Harudagon, Janemba. I was like, yeah, bro. If they get those movies, bro, it's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
I think right now they have most of the Naruto movies on there, but I'm like, those Naruto movies were garbage. So it's like you don't
Yeah.
really like no one's
But
like, oh
but they
man,
have all of Naruto.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I could
true,
right now watch the Chunin exams. They have all of Death Note.
true.
They have all of one thing. If they got their hands on Trigun, they would have been even in better waters.
It's
But
hard to say.
Crunchyroll,
It's hard to say because, like, you look
uh,
at, for example, they have, I think outside of the movies, they have all of the quote unquote greatest anime that ever exists, Evangelion, and I don't see anybody reacting to that. Like, they have the Evangelion original and the like redone version, and I don't see anyone like, just go on there and be depressed. Oh man.
oh no, oh no, no! When it dropped, people were making love to it, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was the anime industry was furious with the creator. He said, "Well, y'all not giving me what I want." There was
But
few
Netflix
kid
will.
if they scratch the five elements of anime: adventure, slice of life, mech, political, futuristic, fantasy, and within the fantasy genre, fantasy adventure, fantasy dark fantasy, it's a wrap. They have Bastard. That's Bastard, but they're not doing a good job with the animation. They need to approach
Mm,
animes like that with the sense of Demon Slayer approaching it. Spiff it up, make these fights memorable, fix the
right.
story a little bit. Have these liberties to fix stuff that don't make sense to make it better. You have that's all you got to do, man. Fans won't be happy that no, the fans never had a Bastard anime. You have to do that
Mm-hmm.
because that's the people's problems with the manga. You have to fix it. To what Tim said earlier, what they did with Bleach, bro. People was talking about Bleach that never talked about Bleach before,
Also true.
and because Disney did that and funded them, Netflix was like, wait, man, why didn't we do this? So
Good
now,
point.
like, hey
Good
guys,
point.
oh, you wanna? It goes back to that scene in American Psycho where they're showing each other's cards.
Mm-hmm.
Show me. Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Mm-hmm.
Man shows up with One Piece, slides One Piece. Oh, you remember that sword fight scene with Zoro when he was trying to figure out if this sword was for him? Yeah, we redid that. Oh, you think I'm not gonna lose my mind when I see Don Creed? You know what I'm saying? You think I'm not gonna lose my mind when they go back over those old arcs, man? Like, yo, I get to see Lucci fight again. Hey, man.
Imagine if they redo it, and they get Wit Studio to reanimate the early One Piece arcs. For those who you guys don't know, Wit Studio is the one who did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And they're doing Vinland Saga now. Their project is Vinland Saga.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I just wanted to discuss it because I was like, dang, that was a pretty big announcement that I just completely skimmed over. Of like, yeah, we're rebooting One Piece while we're also airing One Piece and doing the live action. I was like, what?
Tripling down.
Yeah.
Tripling down.
Who would have thought, right? We'll see it for another podcast, but who would have thought that when One Piece debuted on 4Kids, and we're like, what is this goofy looking show where the censoring is so bad that the Navy's shooting water guns instead of pistols would become what it is in America?
Not anymore.
Where Sanji has the goofy traditional 4Kids accent, where it's like, we got to give everybody their own, you remember, it's like, Joey's from New York. And it's like, no, he's not. He's from Japan. He's not from New York at all, actually.
Man, that script was hilarious. I gotta find my sister. I gotta save my sister. Serenity!
Hey, you!
Serenity! Serenity! Man, Sanji, hey, Luffy.
Yeah.
I got some food for you, man. I'm ready to get the show on the road. La Flemme de la Croix. Creme brulee en rebord. Like, yo, that joke was wild, kid. That joke was wild, kid.
Yeah. Who would have thought, yo? Who would have
I do think Zoro's original voice actor was better. I'll die on. I'll die on. When his voice turned to Piccolo, killed me.
Yeah, because it wasn't Chris Sabat's talking voice. That's why.
Yeah,
it was an
it
actual
killed me.
Character.
It killed me.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The man is a legend, right? I will never.
And Usopp?
denounce...
Oh man, Usopp! Whoa, Luffy, where you going?
No, I like Funimation's decision to cast Krillin as Usopp. I like it. It makes sense.
No. Usopp before Krillin.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I remember. I was like, but I like that they used the Krillin voice actor for Usopp. Like, it makes sense.
Chopper was pretty. Chopper was good. Chopper was good in both versions. Yeah.
Chaozu. It's Chaozu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, that's what it is. It's Chaozu. It's fine.
Yeah. That's what you know.
Well, all right. We can get out of here for the night, fellas.
All right.
Thank y'all for joining me for the first episode of the new year. Once again, I want to thank all of our listeners, subscribers, people who tuned in. Your views, clicks, likes, subscriptions do not go unnoticed. We thank you guys for everything as we continue to build this podcast and see where things take us. But till next time, I am Antonius DaGamer, Super SSS rank, and Mikkel Smith. We are the DaGamer Podcast. Until next time.
Salute, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.